Hi everyone, welcome back to Gracie May's Tarot. So today we're going to be finding out what will it be like when your future spouse proposes. What will that be like? We'll find out like what your engagement ring will look like, and we'll even pull some maybe a few more details about who your future spouse is. And then we'll also be using the tea leaf cards to find out what months of the year are possibilities for when this proposal will happen. So we're reading this like your future spouse is going to propose to you. So if you're clicking on this video and you think you will be the one to propose, I don't think that this video is for you. Maybe you can watch a reading and then just flip everything I'm gonna say. But I wrote this with the intention that but I'm going to be pulling cards with the intention that your future spouse will propose to you, because my thinking was if you're going to propose in the future, you probably have an idea, or you will have an idea of what you will want that to be like, or what kind of ring you're going to buy. So I didn't think that that would really make a whole lot of sense. But anyway, now that that explanation is out of the way, we'll look at the 6 groups. So for pile 1, we have this really pretty pressed flower hair clip with rose gold. For pile 2, we have the little sunshine yellow flowers with the smiley faces. And then for pile 3, we have the cute little hearts. For pile 4, we have the white hair clip with the little blue flowers. And then for pile 5, we have like the sparkly purple butterfly clip. And then for pile 6, we have another pressed flower hair clip, but with gold accents instead of rose gold. Okay, so take a moment, pause the video if you need to, meditate on the groups. Timestamps are listed below in the description box, just like always. If you're drawn to more than one group, I guess you can watch more than one reading, but I do think this is probably a video where you will only pick one, but you know, if it calls to you, it calls to you. Okay, so let's get into it. Alright, all my pile 1s, welcome to your reading if you chose the rose gold hair clip with the pressed white flower. Okay, so I will say I'm drinking my coffee and I don't want it to get super cold, so I may take a couple breaks during your reading to sip my coffee. I'm sorry, pile 1. That's just what happens when you're up first. Also, if you hear rain in the background, I'm sorry. I was super excited to film this. It looks like it has stopped, but if you hear a little bit of background noise, probably it has started raining again, but I think we're in the clear. Okay, so on the back of this card, I have written some clues about how this proposal will go, so let's see. It says, at a cafe, restaurant, or during a date night out, and it will happen after dessert, okay? So definitely in a public space and sometime after a meal. And probably at nighttime, but since we have at a cafe, this could be also during brunch. I know sometimes people eat sweets during brunch, so maybe even brunch, or you go out for a nice lunch out. It still could be fancy, but for most of you, I think it will probably be at nighttime, at a dinner, at a night out, and then like I said, after dessert. So maybe you'll share a dessert, maybe they'll put the ring in the dessert, you know, or maybe it'll be like, if you like champagne, maybe it will be at the bottom of your champagne glass or something like that. Be patient with me shuffling these cards. They're like way too thick. Like, they're nice quality cards, but the cardstock is way too thick. All right, so let's find out some more details. Pile 1, about this proposal. How will your future spouse propose? I just feel like this is sort of like what would happen in like a movie or a TV show, where they get down on one knee and like the whole restaurant claps and you're like completely taken by surprise, but also you were kind of maybe expecting it, wondering when it was gonna happen, kind of thing. I could see you getting ready and like maybe you have butterflies and you don't quite know why, like your intuition is picking up that something big is gonna happen that night, but you're kind of psyching yourself out like, no, it's just in my head, they're not gonna propose, and then they do. I could could see that for my pile ones here. Okay, pile one, please Spirit, how will their future spouse propose? Pile one's future spouse is higher self, also free to come through. And we'll say a big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. So pile one, details about this proposal of marriage from their future spouse. Pile one. Pile one. I didn't really plan how many cards I wanted, but wow, that was a lot. I usually don't take that many when they come out all at one time, but honestly, this is kind of telling a pretty clear story. Let me just make sure, yeah, you can still see all the cards. Okay. So, I will say with this Five of Cups, a couple messages are coming through with this. I feel like maybe you have thought they were going to propose for a couple of times and they didn't. And that's why I feel like even though your intuition is like sending off like, I don't know, like wedding bells in your head, you're kind of like, no, it's not going to happen. Like, I'm not going to keep doing this to myself. I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm not going to keep wondering when this is going to happen. It's causing me anxiety. I'm just going to... And so you're kind of pushing down your intuition, and your intuition is like, man, like, you've been ignoring me this whole time, psyching yourself out, and the one time I'm telling you, yes, it's going to happen tonight, you're not listening. It's kind of like the feeling. But I feel like you've been disappointed. You've been kind of let down in the past, like maybe there were other romantic date night outs and you thought it was going to happen and then it didn't. And like I said, you got disappointed. You're like, okay, I guess it wasn't tonight. And so I feel like that's talking about some past energy. I think also if we read this a little bit deeper, could be that you've been hurt a lot in love before you meet your future spouse. You've had a lot of disappointments. Maybe not necessarily a major heartbreak with the Five of Cups, but maybe in the past you thought someone was the one and it turned out they weren't, and so you had to let that go. Now, two things here. With the Knight of Cups, honestly, this is coming through as your energy for me. And I say this because with the Knight of Cups, I feel like you're a bit sentimental, you know, and you wear your heart on your sleeve, and so I feel like you're a bit soft-hearted in some ways, and maybe you're really tough in other aspects of your life, but I think in love you're a bit more soft-hearted. And so it's kind of a beautiful energy because even though you've been, you know, maybe hurt or disappointed in the past by an ex, I think that you still have this softness to you, so you still have this romanticism to you that I think is really beautiful. And I also feel like here, with the Fool card, it's sort of this optimism and this willingness to keep going. I think that has allowed you to come into union with your future spouse as well. But I will say too, even though you've had this disappointment, like I was saying before, if you thought they were going to propose and they didn't, I don't feel like it's long lasting. I feel like you bounce back, you go with the flow. You're just a happy-go-lucky person. And so I feel like you're still optimistic. I don't think that there's any like serious doubt. It's more so like, okay, that didn't happen when I thought it was going to happen. Because I feel like maybe this is kind of like when you're least expecting it, it happens. But I feel like, what was I saying? Sorry, there are a lot of messages coming through pretty quickly for you guys. What was I saying? Oh, I think that maybe even though it didn't happen exactly when you thought it was going to, I don't feel like it significantly impacts the relationship. Like I feel like you still have confidence that it will happen, you know? It's not the energy of like, okay, they didn't propose these past 3 times when I thought they were going to, so they're never going to propose. I don't feel like there's any fear here. I feel like you're very confident that they are going to be the person that you marry. Like, I don't feel like you have any doubt. I don't feel like you're worried that your partner has commitment issues or you think it's never going to happen. I don't feel like you have any fear. I feel like maybe you're disappointed that the timing wasn't exactly what you wanted, but I don't think you have any serious doubts that it's going to happen, if that makes sense. And I think the reason for this being is that your future spouse comes across as this King of Pentacles. And this is someone who is like really reliable, okay? Like you just feel so safe and secure with them. So this earth sign energy, this is Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Yeah, they present with this energy, and I feel like they're really in a stable, financially secure. I mean, they're coming through with King energy, so maybe they're a bit more established than you financially, and maybe that creates a little bit of uncertainty within you, because you're like, well, maybe they're not willing to propose to me because I'm not as like financially stable as they are. Because when you get married, I mean, you do combine your finances, so maybe that is a little bit of a seed of doubt, but I don't think it's anything significant, because I feel like this King of Pentacles comes through with the energy of like wanting to help you, wanting to take care of you, wanting to help you elevate and meet your goals, because I do feel like you're really goal oriented. I feel like you have a lot of stuff that you want to go after. I do think you're, you know, like an idealist in a sense of like, in a positive way, where you're like, you really believe in yourself, which is beautiful. But yeah, I feel like the King of Pentacles here, he comes through with that energy of like safety and security. So I don't feel like you would have a lot of doubt. I feel like this person's very straightforward. They wouldn't try to manipulate you or make you think, second guess yourself. You know, they want you to feel safe and secure. So they would be really honest with you about how they were thinking, how they were feeling. Yeah, they wouldn't be, they would be very straight to the point about it. They wouldn't be like super emotional, like, you know, like the King of Cups, you know. It would still be like very like straight to the point, but I think it would give you a lot of security and safety. And I do think, given that we have the King of Pentacles here and a date night out, yeah, I feel like, I just want to move this, sorry. I feel like this would be a proposal where like you go to a nice restaurant, like they spend some money on this proposal, okay? Like I do feel like it comes across as a very traditional proposal, like I said, like what you would see in the movies or on TV. It would very like classically romantic, where like you were given flowers or maybe a nice bottle of perfume. I feel like you would get a gift. In addition to the ring, there would also be a gift. Even if it was a nice bouquet of flowers, but there would be some sort of gift in addition to the ring. And like I said, a very nice, expensive meal. Maybe you go to a restaurant. I'm seeing like a rooftop restaurant with like all the pretty like string lights. Something really fancy, something with like a beautiful view. Maybe you're overlooking the ocean or something like that. Or maybe you can see like the the city's skyline. I just combined both words. But yeah, there's something here about like, wow, they spent money on this night. And I feel like that's why there's like all these like little signs of like, oh, it's gonna be the night, but it's almost like, I don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want to be disappointed again with the Five of Cups, but I mean, it is the night. And with the Two of Swords here, it's kind of like I said, you're ignoring your intuition. Like your intuition is calling to you like, this is the night, this is the night. And you're like, nope. Like, I'm not hearing it. I'm not going to risk getting disappointed again. And your intuition's like, no, it's the night. Like, make sure you look really nice. Like, but I do think you will look really nice, because even though you may be doubting that this is the proposal night, you still are going out to a really nice place. So you know it's going to be a fancier setting. So you are going to look your best. Absolutely. Okay, that's all the messages I'm getting so far. So let's move into your oracle cards. I really like this pile one. And I like too how your cards lined up so nicely with this message. I will say too, like I'm getting a little bit of, I mean, we have water energy here. We have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces for you, but there's something about this Fool card that is also making me think of Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. I don't know. I always get fire sign energy with the Fool card, because it's the optimism of Leo, but it's like the impulsivity of Aries and sort of the idealism of Sagittarius and the happy-go-lucky kind of nature. I don't know. The Fool always makes me think of fire signs. So you don't have to resonate with those energies, but I do feel like they're present for you in this connection with your future spouse. Okay, creativity, pile one. I think that was just my hand. Pile one, let's get one more card about this proposal with your future spouse. The distorted feminine. Okay, now with this distorted feminine card, I feel like this is more so like a little bit of your self-doubt creeping in. I think that maybe this is a bit past energy for you, but I think in the past, like I said, you had your heart broken, and it sort of took away this sense of like divine femininity where you were sort of disempowered, and maybe in love you felt a bit helpless and a bit hopeless and maybe a bit like, well, I really have to be really into my divine masculine energy. I really have to take care of myself. I can't trust anybody. I can't depend on anyone. I have to do it all for myself. Like, and you took that independence to a level to where it was unhealthy, because with the divine femininity, you know, there is a sense of like community and nurturing and connection, and like that is important, right? Like we all need some sort of social support. You know, we're not meant to exist in isolation. So I feel like this connection with your future spouse is really healing, because they are reliable, they are stable, and they kind of show you like it's okay to let someone else take care of you. It's okay, like you can depend on me, and you know, I can also depend upon you. Like this is equal give and take. There's balance here. And so I feel like they kind of pull you back a little bit and help you resolve this. Okay. I really love that for you. And then here we have creativity. So I do feel like even though this is a bit traditional in terms of like how they're going to propose, there is an element here of creativity. And I almost wonder, since like this comes off as pretty traditional to me, I wonder if it's going to be what they actually say to you that's a bit creative, like what they actually express to you when they're proposing. Maybe when they start the proposal, they start with like, do you remember when? Or maybe they like write you a poem or a song, or maybe there's just an element here of surprise. Maybe it's the ring itself that they give you that's very unique. I don't know, there's just something here that's a bit creative that kind of puts a spin on this otherwise like very traditional proposal. I wonder if like they propose to you and then they're like, okay, come out everybody, and then you find out that your family and friends were like at the restaurant the whole time, and then like they push together all the tables, and then you have like a big you almost have an engagement party like during the night of your proposal and you didn't even know your family and friends were like hiding in the back of the restaurant or something like that. Or maybe they propose to you inside the restaurant and they're like, okay, follow me, and they take you up, and then you're at like a rooftop area, and then that's where all your family and friends are, and it's like a party. So maybe that's the creative aspect of like, okay, on the night of our proposal, we're gonna have our engagement party, and it's all set up and already planned. Yeah, that could also be a possibility. There's just something creative about it. Okay, let's get some more oracle cards. I'm moving pretty quickly through these because I feel like the messages have been pretty straightforward for you, and also we have a lot of cards and stuff to get through, and I don't want this video to be 80 years long. Okay, so pile one, please, Spirit. Tell me more about this proposal. Tell me more about this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Tell me more about this proposal from their future spouse, please, Spirit. Okay. So bottom of the deck here, we have fun. So yeah, I do feel like maybe that's also where that creativity comes in. Sorry, guys. Maybe that's where that creativity comes in. there's just an element here of like, you have a really great date night out, before this actually happens. So I do think this is going to happen maybe towards the middle or the end of your evening, because it does say after dessert. So I do feel like, you at least have a full meal before this happens. Now, with this rejection card, a couple messages are coming through, and remember, this is a general reading, so if anything about this doesn't resonate, just leave it. But I feel like with this rejection card, this is your future spouse's higher self coming through, and it's kind of funny. Like, remember how I said you were like thinking they were going to propose a couple of times and then they didn't? I feel like they were actually going to. Like, a couple of times, it's not like your intuition was completely off. Like, they were like thinking about it. Maybe they even had the ring with them for quite some time before they actually ask you. But I think maybe they were going to, and then they got worried that you were going to say no, and so they backed out. And I think that's why it's like you thought it was going to happen, but then it didn't, and then that made you feel rejected. But it was like their fear of rejection that kept them from asking you when they wanted to originally. So it's kind of like sad and cute that like you both are feeling a bit rejected, but like you both equally want this to happen. So it's kind of like, there just needs to be more communication between you guys, like getting on the same page. And I wonder too, with the Fool card being here, if it's because maybe you guys don't date for very long before this actually happens. Like, maybe you both are like, no, that's moving too fast. Why am I wanting to get married so soon? And maybe you're kind of comparing yourself to like the traditional like timeline that things are supposed to happen, but you both really want this really badly, and so eventually like maybe you talk it out, and that's when it sort of happens. You both get on the same page and realize how much you mean to each other, and like it doesn't matter what society says or what our family and friends think, like we both want to spend the rest of our lives together. And so then it's only a matter of time before they propose. But I think that they psych themselves out a couple of times. Now, it could also mean with this rejection card, maybe your future spouse has been married before, or maybe they were in another long-term relationship where they were thinking about proposing, but then they ended up getting their heart broken, and so that has made them a little bit gun-shy about, sorry for that expression, but it was just the first thing that came to my head. Maybe they were a bit hesitant to ask you to marry them because of that past pain. So maybe that Five of Cups was also their energy as well. I always like that with oracle cards. When we start to get even more meaning from the tarot, I just love that. But yeah, so a couple different messages there, so just take what resonates. But I do think communication is really important for you guys. Like, if you want this proposal to come sooner, I feel like this is a message from Spirit of just being open, being emotionally vulnerable, saying what you want, saying what your expectations are, and respecting their wants and their needs as well. I also feel like with communication, there's just going to be something really, really beautiful about how they ask you. It's not going to be like I get down on one knee and I say, will you marry me? I don't think it's that simple. I think that they have a little speech prepared. I think it's going to be very romantic, for sure. I think that they put a lot of thought into it. Yeah. And then the Knight, the King of Pentacles too. Very organized, very detail oriented. This is someone who's really hardworking, and they put a lot of effort into everything that they do. So you can believe this is going to be something that's like highly planned. It's not going to be off the cuff. It's going to really show you how much they care about you and how much they value you because of the effort, like the sheer amount of effort that they put into it. There's a lot of thought here. It seems very personalized in like what they say to you. And I think also, like, if they take you to a restaurant that you've been dying to try, or someplace like super fancy, or your favorite place. And it's kind of out of the blue. You're not really meant to be celebrating anything. That could be a huge clue that like this is the night. Okay, pile 1. These cards are massive and very hard to shuffle, so be patient with me, pile 1. Future spouse and their proposal. Future spouse proposal for pile 1. Oh, this is such a beautiful card. Okay, so we got fullness, give thanks. There's something very healing about your relationship. I think maybe both of you, honestly, have been hurt a lot in the past. Sorry. And so this whole connection just feels like finally there's this sense of completion. Finally, it feels like I've made it. I met the one. Like, this is really happening. It kind of comes across as like star card energy. Like, this is wish fulfillment. Like, these cherry blossoms, like, like just like spring blooming. It could this could happen in the springtime. We'll find out for sure when we get the month cards, but maybe springtime. But I do feel like it's more so like the spring season of your life where things feel like it's growing. You know, things feel like if there was stagnant energy before, things are moving forward. So maybe this proposal comes at a time in your life when you feel more successful in other areas. Like, I don't think you're fully where you want to be, but I feel like you're on that path. You know, there's growth, there's movement. So maybe you've had some accomplishment in your career, or maybe you feel like you finally have decided, like, for sure this is what I want to do with my life, or you have more of a sense of purpose. Maybe you met some other like personal goal that you're working on, or you're making steps towards it. But I feel like this comes at a time in your life where there's forward movement and you feel like you're advancing. You feel like you're glowing up, so to speak, in some area. But yeah, I feel like a sense of peace. Like just look at the bliss of this. And I feel like you're also super connected to the present moment. Like, when this happens, it's like everything around you kind of stops, melts away, and you're just focused on this one moment because you know this memory will stay with you for the rest of your life. Like, you're always going to remember this moment, so it feels super important. And I feel like a sense of gratitude here, a sense of gratitude to the universe, like this feeling of like, I feel so lucky to have this person in my life and to know I'm going to share the rest of my memories with this person. It's very beautiful, very beautiful. I love that. Okay, so let's get some information about months that this could be happening. Please, Spirit, what are significant months for when their future spouse could propose to them? Now, for your group, because maybe they've considered proposing to you and they haven't, we may get quite a few months because maybe it's still up in the air. You know, the future's never quite fully set in stone. Yeah, there's destiny and like divine timing and like some fated stuff, but most of it is in flux, right? Okay, pile 1, significant months for when this proposal could happen from their future spouse, please, Spirit, or their future spouse's higher self, of course, if you want to put your 2 cents in. Oh my gosh, April, spring. And okay, I'm not even lying to you guys. I didn't realize that this had cherry blossoms on it. So spring. I feel like you got 2 messages here of spring. So April is huge, huge for you guys. Oh my gosh, I love that. See, this is why I love shuffling on camera. You guys can see this happen in real time. That is beautiful, pile 1. Okay, be on the lookout for April. Pile 1, please, Spirit. So we also have February. Maybe they contemplate it in February, or maybe they buy the ring in February, but they don't propose until April. I really feel like it's April because we got the cherry blossoms twice. I'll get 1 more month for you guys. 1 more month, please, Spirit. March. Yep. That lines up really, really well because maybe they buy the ring in February, maybe they think about doing it in March, but they psych themselves out, and then they finally get the courage to actually propose to you in April. That makes a lot of sense to me. but you feel free to claim any of these months, okay? All right, so let's get some details about who your future spouse is. A couple of clues here. So pile 1. So there's like career, personality traits, physical traits, love languages. We'll just see whatever we get. So pile 1, who is their future spouse, please, Spirit? Who is pile 1's future spouse? Who is pile 1's future spouse? Okay, they love music or they are a musician. They're the same age as you or close in age. Their love language is touch. They're very hardworking. By the way, both of these make sense to me for the King of Pentacles. Like very earthy energy, so it makes sense that their love language would be touch. And then hardworking, definitely think like Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Romantic, love it. Little bit of Venus, Taurus energy coming through with that. And they could have ginger hair, so that's a possibility. And like I said, these are more specific messages, so if something about this doesn't resonate with you, just leave it. With ginger hair too, I also think of like strawberry blonde or blonde hair that looks a bit reddish in the light. And even with the King of Pentacles here, he looks like he has some ginger colored hair, so that could be a possibility. Okay, now I will say, these are the clues about your actual ring. Some of this, like I Googled this stuff and I don't even know what some of these terms mean. So I saw the pictures, but I certainly don't remember now. So if there's something that you don't know that I don't explain, just Google images it. Okay, so pile 1, what will their ring look like, please, Spirit? Pile 1, what will their ring look like, please, Spirit? Pile 1, what will their ring look like? Pile 1. Sorry, I just want to make sure these are nice and mixed up for you guys. Pile 1. Just one more I'm feeling. There we go. Okay. I had these like leftover piece of paper. I didn't want them to go to waste. So some of them look a little different. So an oval or round cut stone could be a possibility. Okay, it's gonna be an engraved ring. Maybe that's where the creativity comes in, because I feel like that's super special, that even your engagement ring would have some sort of personal message on it, an engraving. That's really lovely. So yeah, oval or round cut stone. And then what does this say? It's a statement ring. Yeah, I could see that. With the King of Pentacles, he would probably spend a lot of money on the ring. I'm not gonna lie. That's just his energy. Yeah. And again, like if you're interested in a female, just remember like this is talking about their energy, not their gender. I forgot to give that disclaimer earlier. Okay, so let's just end with a self-care message. Whoa, I made those papers go everywhere. Sorry. Let's just end with a self-care message from your future spouse's higher self. Self-care message from your future spouse's higher self. I just like to end with a self-care message. I feel like it always, I was gonna say sets the tone, but I guess it ends the tone. Commit to self-care rituals. Okay, so they're like, they know what self-care they need to do. They just need to make time for it. All right, pile 1, this was your reading. I hope this resonated. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you always know when I upload. And if you'd like to see more readings like this, just let me know. I will say I plan on doing a wedding day video and a honeymoon video as well. I don't know when they're gonna upload, so definitely hit the notification bell if you are interested in seeing those videos. And I will see you guys in my next one. Take care, pile 1. All right, on my pile 2s, let's find out how your future spouse is going to propose to you. So we have gathering with family and friends, and it's going to be very sentimental. Oh, I love that. So kind of think maybe like a family barbecue, Lord, a family dinner, maybe a date night out with friends. Maybe you'll be on, like a group date kind of thing. Yeah, so something with your family and friends being present, and it's going to be very sentimental, very heartfelt. Okay, let's find out some more information about this proposal. I could also see this maybe happening over a holiday, like when you all get together at, I don't know, like Christmas, Easter, 4th of July, whatever holiday you celebrate with family and friends, like Thanksgiving. That could also be a possibility. I also kind of wonder, like, maybe if you guys have, when your future spouse is in your life, like if you have a graduation or something like that, some sort of like celebration event where you're like, this day couldn't get any better, I'm so glad to almost be done with school, and then they propose to you at your graduation, something like that could also be a possibility. But if that doesn't resonate, just leave it as always. Okay, so pile 2. More information, please, Spirit, about how their future spouse will propose to them. Pile 2's future spouse. How will this proposal go? What do we need to know? And then a big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. And of course, your future spouse's higher self is also welcome to come through. All right, pile 2. Future spouse, how will they propose to pile 2? Okay. Pile 2, how will they propose to my pile 2s? So we have the Hanged One in reverse. Okay, so we have Temperance. And I've mentioned this before, like in my readings, like which way I turn these doesn't really matter because I'm just going to read them according to like the whole story that's present, but I kind of do that more so for like your benefit as the viewer. It's just how I read personally. So pile 2, how will their future spouse propose to them? Okay, so this was in reverse as well. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, and then bottom of the deck here, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is really interesting to me. Okay, so I feel like you've been with your future spouse for quite a while when this happens. Almost to the point to where I feel like you've sort of made peace with the fact that you may never get married. And I say this because it's like you've reached a point of peace and like security within your relationship. Like you're sort of like, we don't have to be married to sort of like justify our connection. Like I believe that this person is committed and loyal to me regardless of whether or not we're actually married. Like I feel like there's a strong sense here that you feel like your future spouse is your family. Like they feel like your best friend. You've been through so much together with the 5 of Pentacles. It's almost like with these cards both being in reverse, it's almost like you guys have experienced financial lows together and financial highs. Like you've been through the good times and the bad times with each other, almost to the point to where it's like, it's almost like we wouldn't even categorize it that way, because as long as we're together, it doesn't matter what our financial situation is. We'll get through it together because we're a team. So whether or not we're wealthy or whether we're like financially like poor doesn't matter, because we're wealthy in spirit, we're wealthy in our love. And not to negate like, being able to pay rent or mortgage payments, like not saying that that's not important, but it's almost like it doesn't matter because you have faith that you'll get through it together regardless, and you believe that you will reach a point to where you stay in this Ten of Pentacles energy. Because I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles being the bottom of the deck energy, it's like you see the goal, you see where you're headed, and you believe in each other. You have this sense of belief. And it could be too that like you maybe already have a child with this person, you know, at the time that you actually get proposed to. I could see that being a possibility, like with the idea of like family being there. But I do feel like you have faith that you will get to the Ten of Pentacles. So it's almost like even the hard times aren't really hard because I know they're not going to last, because I have faith in us. I have faith in our ability to work through anything together. And I feel like with Temperance here, you meet every challenge together with grace, because you really comfort and support one another. When one of you is having anxiety, the other person helps them. And, you know, the same in reverse, you know, like you guys are really there for each other. And so it's almost like this proposal comes when you're least expecting it. It's almost like I've already been like, you know, it doesn't matter if we're married or not. Like with this is the card of tradition of marriage, of like formal institutions like marriage and religion. Like it's almost like you guys went the other way. You know, you did it your way. Like you're probably already living together with this person. I would be really surprised if you weren't. You probably already live together. You've already been through so many experiences together. You're basically like a married couple in every sense of the way, except you don't have the actual ring on your finger or that piece of paper. But in every other sense of the word, like your lives are intertwined with one another. And so I think this happens when you're least expecting it. I do think with the sentimental, it's like we're gonna reminisce. There's a sense of nostalgia here, like everything that we've been through, like leading up until this moment. And so I think there's a lot of tears, a lot of hugs, a lot of like, wow, like we're finally, and it could be too that you both have reached an agreement that until we're able to have the wedding of our dreams, we're gonna hold off on it until we're in a financially secure place to where we can have like a nice wedding, a nice honeymoon. We're just gonna wait, you know. And it could be too that you both are very ambitious and you're like, no, I want to wait until I get my money in order before we you know, start that next chapter. That could also be a possibility. But I feel like it's almost like we've been through so much together. We don't need that piece of paper, but now we are going to have it, but we didn't need it. We didn't need it to be a family, to be a partnership. You know, like there's so much sense here of like trust. I would say like trust is the bedrock of this connection. Like, and it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks or says, like you know what that other person means to you and they know what you mean to them. But I feel like your family and friends are really happy to see you guys taking that next step. Really happy. Okay. Yeah, there's kind of this energy here of like everyone cheering you on and being really emotional about how far you guys have come together. And this doesn't mean necessarily that you're going to be married later in life. It kind of just depends on how old you are when you meet your future spouse. Okay. So pile 2. Abundance. Okay, and then we have sexual freedom here as well. So yeah, I do feel like you guys are just so comfortable with one another. I mean, you know each other so well. You've been through so much together. I just feel like you guys are just kind of a bit unconventional. Like, I don't feel like you feel super pressured to get married. Like, maybe there's external pressure, but internally, I don't think that you're like, oh, I can't stay with this person if they don't propose. Like, I feel like you just have so much mutual trust there that you know it'll happen when the timing is right and you're not super stressed about it. Like, I feel like pile 1 was really anxious about like, when is this going to happen? Whereas with you guys, it's very much like just go with the flow with temperance. Like, you're just going with the flow. And I feel like with abundance, I feel like you guys are just so incredibly incredibly goal oriented. Like, I think you guys are both like hustling so much that maybe that's why this gets put off a bit, because you both are just so busy. You're like, I couldn't even think of like trying to plan a wedding right now. Like, I'm working, I'm going to school. I do think some of you are like also, you know, like you just have a lot going on, and you're like, I couldn't even imagine getting married right now and planning a wedding and doing all that stuff. Like, you know, like we're super busy. You know, and I think you guys are both really focused on like, let's save up money for our dream house. You know what I mean? Like, you guys kind of want to put money towards that. Maybe not necessarily like having a wedding and all that. You're like, no, that can wait until, you know, like we've bought our dream house and we feel stable, and then we'll get married and we'll save up for a wedding and do all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I do feel like you guys do like luxury though, for sure. I feel like you guys would rather put your money in like a nice car or a nice home, something that's more like long term than like a fancy wedding. Like, maybe you will have a fancy wedding one day, but I don't feel like it's at the top of your priority list, honestly. Okay. Trying to think if there are any other messages coming through, because it's kind of a lot. I do feel like you guys are pretty free-spirited. Like, I don't feel like you're a super traditional couple. There's just this energy here of like, yeah, we're doing us, and the only people who have to be happy with our relationship is ourselves, you know? Okay. I do feel like your family and friends, though, want you guys to get married, and that's part of why your future spouse includes them in the proposal, because maybe you guys have been getting pressure from family and friends of like, when are you guys going to get married? When are you guys going to do it? Also, I am going to be filming a wedding day video as well as a honeymoon video. I don't know when those are going to upload exactly, so hit the notification bell if you aren't already subscribed, so you'll know when those upload, because I kind of get the feeling that for some of you, maybe you would even have like an elopement or something like that, but I don't know. You'll have to check out that wedding day video to find out. Okay, so anyway, pile 2 and this proposal from their future spouse, please, Spirit. Let's get some more information. So we have spy, and then we have fear. Let's get one more card. You guys even see like how long this is taking, right, for these cards to come out? Which makes me think again, like, this is going to be something that you kind of wait a while for. But again, I don't think you're super stressed about it. Now, with this spy card, I feel like your future spouse may kind of look on, like, if you have a Pinterest board, or maybe try to look at some accounts that you follow on Instagram, like they're trying, or maybe just even asking your family and friends, because I feel like they're trying to get some details about what kind of ring you would like. That's how this is coming through, of like, what would they like? Like, if you haven't told them, or maybe you told them in the beginning of your relationship and they forgot, or maybe they're worried your style has changed since you guys last talked about it, but they don't want to ask you directly because they don't want you to suspect that they're going to propose. They want it to be a surprise. So I think they're trying to figure out like, what kind of ring will they like? And that's how that's coming across to me. I feel like with fear, maybe you or them had some commitment issues in the past, and not in terms of your relationship, because they are very committed to you, but more so in terms of marriage itself. I think maybe they came from a family where there was a lot of divorces, or maybe they're just like, I've never seen like a happy, healthy marriage, and what if marriage somehow changes our dynamic, and like, we have a really good thing going here. Like, I love our relationship. I don't want to do anything that could cause conflict. Like, what if marriage just changes our dynamic and maybe we start to argue about money or something like that? I feel like that there's just some sort of fear around marriage itself, but not the connection. I feel like, too, maybe they're a little bit worried that you're going to say no. I feel like everyone probably has that little seed of doubt, because it is a big thing. I mean, it is a big thing to ask someone to marry you. I feel like with Daydream, you probably imagined you know, like what it would be like for them to ask you, what would it be like to be married to them? Because I do feel like I said, you guys have been through a lot together. And so, again, it's not that you don't see a future with this person. You're very assured that you guys are going to stay together for the long haul. Like, there's, like I said, you see this person as your family, but I do think it's sort of like you just imagining what your future is going to be like. And yeah, you probably do daydream about getting married to them and things like that, but I don't feel like you're anxious about it. I feel like you have a very healthy attitude about like, well, it'll happen when it happens, if it's meant to happen. Yeah. And if you don't feel that way now, you're probably going to have some like emotional maturity as you kind of progress in your relationship, and as you guys experience things together, you're going to understand that the real strength from your connection comes from these shared experiences and not from, you know, a ring or a piece of paper, so to speak. Okay. All right, let's find out months. What are significant months? When could this happen for pile 2? What are significant months for when this will happen? Okay, we've got December, we've got February. So maybe at Christmas, around that time, or whatever, like, holiday you celebrate. And then we have February. Whoa, that came out really fast. September. Okay, also some people graduate in December. They have end of year graduation. So again, maybe a graduation. Yeah, so maybe winter time or fall for September, summer or fall. Okay, so let's see here. I guess it depends on where you live at in the world. Okay, so let's see. I definitely skipped over these oracle cards. They're huge, so be patient with me while I try to shuffle them. Pile 2. What will it be like when their future spouse proposes to them? That was such a non-shuffle. I don't understand why they have to make these cards so massive. That's what I get for buying online too, though. Okay, pile 2. Oh, this wanted to come out. Aww. Comfort, take it and give it. Yeah, I feel like you guys know each other so well. It's like you have this, it's sort of like your foundation with this person is so solid. You've already built a life with this person. You already feel so safe and secure in your connection that this marriage will sort of just be like the cherry on top. You know what I mean? Like, it's just an added bonus. It's not something you feel like will make or break you guys, whether or not you get married. It's like, well, this is just something that's nice on top of the life that we've already built together. There's just this sense here of like teamwork and family that comes through very strongly. Yeah, I love that as like your overall theme. All right, let's get some more information about who pile 2's future spouse is. So these are like physical traits, careers, love languages, personality traits. So pile 2, who is their future spouse, please, Spirit? Okay. Okay, they can be a little messy and disorganized. Yeah, I do feel like you guys are like my free-spirited group. Like, there's a sense of here of like, almost like a little bit of Pisces energy, honestly, that I'm picking up here. Okay, they could have dark hair. Yeah, Pisces, maybe Gemini energy, also Aquarius. They're introverted. Brown eyes. Okay, so dark features then. Brown eyes, dark hair. They could be from a different culture or country. Maybe that's why it takes a little bit, if there's also some long distance there. And maybe that's why too you have so much trust, because it's like, if that person has to move from a different country to be with you, it's almost like I mean, the marriage at that point would just be like, they already moved so far to be with me. Like, they would just feel like, you know, you already trust them. But different culture, they don't have to be from a different country. Different culture could mean like different religious background, different socioeconomic background. They could be a different race or a different ethnicity than you. Yeah, they could have different spiritual beliefs. Yeah, something about just a different culture. Okay. Sorry, I kind of like drew my fingers along that paper. I don't know if you guys heard that sound, but it was like very unpleasant. Okay. They could have ginger hair. That came out also in pile 1. You guys are very different than pile 1 though, very different. Even just this here is kind of like giving me like hippie vibes for some reason. I don't know. It's just something about you guys is very unconventional in your relationship. Okay, and your future spouse is very hardworking. I always like to see that, like a strong work ethic, because again, like I feel like you guys are both very goal-oriented, very focused on building financial abundance and security together. So this is going to tell us what your engagement ring will look like. Now, like I said, these are more specific messages, as are these, so if something doesn't resonate, just leave it. The cards are always more general. Okay, pile 2, what will their engagement ring look like? Pile 2, what will their engagement ring look like? Okay. Wow, I got a lot more for you guys than I did pile 1. Okay. So they could have a vintage style ring, or you will have a vintage style ring. Okay, this is again, like I was telling pile 1, I Googled these because there's a lot more to rings than I ever knew. So I don't remember off the top of my head what this looks like. So Google images it. I don't know if it's supposed to be pronounced like Asher, maybe? Asher cut stone. I may be pronouncing that wrong, but you can Google that. Okay, it could be a family heirloom ring. Well, that works really well with vintage style. It's a family heirloom. And you know, family and friends are heavily involved in this, so that makes sense. Okay, it has an accent stone, or has accent stones, I should say. And then, also not all of these may apply to you. So like maybe this is your message and this is someone else's message, you know what I mean? And it has unique details. Yeah, I feel like that's your whole vibe. Like you guys are just, your whole relationship, like it's so different than what is traditional, right? With this being in reverse, like you guys really just do you. And I love that. I love that for your relationship. Okay. Okay, pile 2. I don't know, I was putting back your papers and I think I missed these because they were still folded, so I apologize. Your ring could also be yellow gold for the band color, and then we have multiple color stone rings. So sorry, I'm pretty sure I missed these, so I apologize. Okay. Let's end with a self-care message from your future spouse's higher self. I'm going to try to shuffle these in the corner so I don't have these papers flying everywhere. Definitely happened in pile 1. So just one self-care message from your future spouse's higher self. I call these self-care messages, they're kind of just like positive messages. Oh, you guys got 2. Okay. So it says, get back to nature and reconnect to your hippie roots. I have been saying that throughout your whole reading, that you guys have a hippie vibe. Or at least they do. Yes. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. That's hysterical. Okay. And then we have perform a random act of kindness. Aw. Okay, so this is too funny to me, pile 2. I love that. Okay. So this was your reading. I hope it resonated. Like I said, if you're interested in subscribing, hit the notification bell so you'll be able to see the wedding day video and the honeymoon video. If you can't tell, I'm super excited to film them. I don't know when I'll get to it, but I'm definitely going to film them. The thumbnails are already made. So yeah, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next one. Please take care, pile 2. All right, all my pile threes, if you chose the cute little heart hair clip, welcome to your reading. So let's get into it. How is your future spouse going to propose to you? We have outdoors, in a park or in nature, and it's going to feel very intimate. With this intimate thing, with this intimacy being here, I feel like it's just going to be you and your future spouse. Like, I feel like it's going to be very serene. Like, it's just going to be you and like the birds chirping in the trees. Like, it's just going to feel very cozy and very peaceful, and almost sort of like we did this hike together up to this waterfall, or it's just me and you early in the morning on a beach. You know what I mean? There's just something very, again, just very serene, and it's just like me and you, and sort of this feeling like it's just me and you in the world. You know, it's very quiet, very peaceful. It's almost sort of like it's just you two and the rest of the world is asleep, you know, or the rest of the world is somewhere far away. Like if you live in a city and you guys go somewhere out in nature, it's just going to feel very romantic. Again, just very peaceful. And I love that. So maybe too, your future spouse will really like the outdoors, or maybe that's something that you both have in common. Okay, so pile three, how will their future spouse propose to them? Any more information? What should we know, Spirit? Your future spouse's higher self, pile three, is also welcome to come through. And a big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. So, pile three. How will pile three's future spouse propose to them, please, Spirit? Sorry, that was kind of loud. This cardstock is really thick, so you guys can have some patience with me. I appreciate it. I love this deck though, so it is worth it to put up with it. Okay, pile three. How is their future spouse going to propose, please, Spirit? So we have the Five of Pentacles here. I may turn this upright. We'll see how the rest of the cards come out. So we have the Seven of Cups. We have the Eight of Cups. Okay, actually, yeah, okay. Eight of Cups. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh man, okay. Spirit is wanting to tell us a whole story. Like, I normally wouldn't take that many cards, but the way they flew out, and honestly the whole energy of this is telling just a very cohesive story to me that, yeah, pile three, let's get into it, because let me just check for a second. I want to make sure you guys can see all of those cards in the frame. Yes, you can. Okay. Man, oh man, let's just go ahead and organize these for a second. I feel like that will make it a little bit easier for you guys to get what I am saying here. Yep. Okay. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, we're telling a story. Okay, so Eight of Cups. Before you meet your future spouse, you are leaving something behind. Either it is a partnership that is no longer serving you, so you're leaving behind, you know, some romantic partner from your past. Maybe you're leaving a living situation that you're unhappy with. Maybe you're switching careers. So general reading, so it's going to vary for a lot of you. You could be leaving behind everything and starting completely fresh, but you're leaving these Eight Cups behind. They're no longer making you happy. And so with this Seven of Cups here, it's like now I'm starting from scratch. You know, like I have all these options available to me. Where do I go? What do I do? And with the Eight of Wands here, this is fast forward movement. It's like the minute you decide to leave this all behind is when this change comes in, and it comes in quick. And it's things that you have been trying to manifest, but you couldn't see like clearly how it would come. And then it's like fast forward movement. So for a lot of you, this is love. I think also for a lot of you, it's financial stability. So I think it's love and financial stability. I think for you guys, it's connected. It's absolutely connected. This doesn't mean that you can't be financially stable on your own. It's just that your finances and your career are sort of wrapped up in your love story, okay? They're intertwined in some way, but this is like everything you were trying to manifest. It's like positive changes come in really fast, and it sort of makes you feel a little bit unstable for a second, but it is positive, okay? And so then it's sort of like your cup is now running over. Like before you weren't sure which cup to pick, you know, you had left behind all your other cups, and now this new cup is being presented to you. It's like you're unsure, you're uncertain of where to go, and the universe points you in the right direction, okay? So this is more self-love, but this is also new love coming in. This is your future spouse coming in, like a gift from the universe. I think out of nowhere, you're gonna meet your future spouse, or you're gonna reconnect with them if you already know them from your past, out of nowhere. Yeah, it's gonna feel like divine timing. It's gonna feel a little bit serendipitous, but you are meeting them very suddenly, okay? This is communication from them from out of nowhere. And I feel like they're gonna change around your financial situation. I feel like there's gonna be some instability, insecurity within your finances. I do feel like you're really hardworking, like you're trying to get there, but you're not quite there yet. A lot is still up in the air since you did this whole Eight of Cups move. There's a lot of uncertainty, and I feel like your future spouse comes in and offers you that stability, that security. Even if it's just emotional, they just help you in some way. They encourage you along your path, because I feel like you guys are very ambitious and very goal-oriented in your career. So maybe it's not like, I'm not saying like necessarily like you're homeless or something like that, but it's just that you're not quite where you want to be yet. You're not quite at this Queen of Pentacles energy, which, I mean, this is like goals, right? But you're moving there, you're on your way. Because I do feel like maybe your future spouse is more financially stable or at like a higher level than you are currently, okay? Now, with this Justice card, this is literally like, this is your good karma. Like this relationship coming in is your good karma. This is what you deserve, because you had the self-worth to walk away from what was no longer serving you. It's like, this is your good karma coming in. This is the love that you deserve with your future spouse, okay? And so this brings balance. And so then it's like victory, bam. It's like everything comes together when your future spouse enters your life. Like your career is like on track for this victory with the Six of Wands. And it's like, now my love life is in order. I'm finally being treated the way that I know I deserve to be treated. And so victory, bam. And it's like, you're a queen, so now you're gonna attract a king. It's kind of the message here. And again, like, we're not talking about gender, this is just talking about energy. So I think you're going to be in your divine feminine energy, and that is perfect for the Eight of Wands to come through, because the divine feminine energy is the energy of receptivity. So it's like, I've always worked hard, but now I'm open to receiving a gift from the universe, and the gift from the universe is your future spouse. But it's also career abundance, because I feel like for some reason it's very intertwined for you, okay? Now, this reading is entirely different than the other two groups. But it's the way Spirit wanted to say it, so they wanted to give you the story of how your love life is going to progress. And maybe it's because right now you're deeply hurt, and maybe you're kind of questioning whether you'll ever get married. And so this was sort of like, listen, this is how it's going to play out, have faith. Because maybe some of you are really in that manifestation energy. You're trying to manifest your future spouse. And so it's just wanting you to know, like, this Eight of Wands moment is going to happen. It's going to happen. And with the Queen of Pentacles here, again, like there's that earthy energy, the Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. So maybe that is why it's outdoors when you actually get proposed to. It's like this earthy energy, and I really love that. Sort of this appreciation of the natural world and all the beauty that's around you, even in the darkest of times. I feel like maybe through meeting this person, because you are so hardworking, maybe it causes you to slow down a little bit and take some time to sort of like smell the roses and look around you and see all the beauty in the world. Maybe your future spouse opens you up to that. Okay, so let's actually get some more information about the proposal, because we didn't get a whole lot. So sorry, your reading's going to be a little bit longer than the other groups. You're not quite as straightforward, pile 3, but that's okay. So pile 3, let's get some more information about this proposal. Oh my gosh, I wonder. Okay, we'll see how these cards come out. I'm not going to push it, but I kind of wonder, because it says intimate here, I wonder if your future spouse, like their higher self, maybe doesn't want you to know too much about it, because it's meant to be a private moment between the two of you. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe they're not wanting me to know. We'll see. Okay. Page of Swords. Pile 3. How will this proposal go? Page of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Okay, he made an appearance in pile 1 as well. So if you were drawn to pile 1, maybe there are some messages for you there. But like I said, I feel like this is definitely probably a reading where you only pick one group. Okay, 2 of Wands, bottom of the deck. I feel like this entire relationship is like sorry guys. I feel like this entire relationship is lining up with a new chapter in your life starting. Like I feel like your future spouse comes into your life just as you're closing out this old chapter with the 8 of Cups. So if there's a lot of changes going on in your life, or you're walking away from something significant, that's probably when you're going to be meeting your future spouse. Now, with the Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, this is why I was saying I feel like you're on like a come up. Like I feel that's probably like a dated term, but it's sort of like you're you know, you're just starting out anew, and so you're really ambitious, like you're hardworking, and you're going places, like you have so much potential, but that potential hasn't been fully realized yet. You're not the Queen of Pentacles yet. Is this not a perfect match? Did I not say Queen of Pentacles, you will be getting a king, and then bam, the King of Pentacles comes out and it's from the same suit? Like a match made in heaven? Yes. This is soulmate energy, guys. Remember when I said divine timing and serendipity? Soulmates. Yep, I do feel like you're going to be marrying your soulmate. Again, like, of course the King of Pentacles would propose to the Queen of Pentacles outside in nature. Like, of course, that would happen. And then with the Page of Swords and Page of Pentacles, I feel like this is you at the start of this journey, okay? Like, you're just starting out. And as you grow into this Queen of Pentacles, at some point in time in the story, you get proposed to. I feel like they're helping you as you go through this journey, because I feel like they're already the King of Pentacles, and it's like they see all this potential in you, and they want to help you get to this Queen of Pentacles energy, which is beautiful, that they're trying to help you grow in that way. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's like there's a little bit of a block. Like they don't want to share too much. Yeah, they're not wanting to share a whole lot. There's a sense of like secrecy around this. I'm kind of loving it though, honestly. I think it's very sweet. I think it's very sweet. Like, no, this moment is just for the two of us. The garden! Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. The garden, you got to be kidding me. Outdoors, park, nature, and you get the garden? Maybe you get proposed to at like the botanical gardens in like your city or something. Oh my gosh, you get proposed to outside though for sure. Oh my gosh. I feel like too this is a lovely metaphor for your for your entire relationship, though. It's like you're growing this garden together. Like King and Queen of Pentacles, like there's going to be so much abundance here. And like to me, it's not just about financial wealth. It's about wealth in the full sense of the term, like wealth of love, wealth of support, wealth of family, like just wealth all around. The silver waterfall. Oh, shut up. Your group, shut up. Did I not say maybe you're getting proposed to at a waterfall? And then you also got the garden? Oh my goodness. I mean, look at all the nature and the birds. It's just gonna be you guys and the birds chirping. Like, that's it. Oh my gosh. Ah, I love this. I love this so much for you guys. Honestly, these are very straightforward messages. And also this reminds me with the rainbow here of the 10 of Cups. So definitely like pure domestic bliss once you guys do get married. Oh, I love this. Pile 3. Of course you have the hearts. Like there's so much love here. So much love. Okay, pile 3. Let's get some more information about this proposal. Okay, self-love. I feel like that's sort of the energy that you're going to be in when you attract your future spouse, because like I said, there's a huge element here of the law of attraction and this hope. Like have hope that you guys will be reconnected. I always connect this card with soulmates. Yeah, and I forgot to show you bottom of the deck we have control. I feel like every time I see this card too, I think a lot about letting go of control issues. You know, go with the flow, let this unfold naturally. Don't try to control too much or like micromanage the universe too while you're waiting for your manifestation of this love to come in. I feel like that's also a message. You know, in the True Romance Angels deck where it says like your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive, that to me also echoes in this self-love card as well. Okay, pile 3. Pile 3. Any more information you can share on this proposal? I'm not pushing your future spouse's higher self too hard here because I do feel like they want a lot of this to be a surprise. I wonder if they'll pack you guys like a picnic lunch or something. That would be cute. Okay, so we have frisky, time to play, and then we have equilibrium, find your balance. Yeah, so find your balance here. I feel like it's a balance between like, this to me is talking about more of the law of attraction side of it when you're waiting for this person to come in, because I don't feel like for a lot of you this person is like in your life currently. Like if they're a person from your past, I don't feel like you've talked to them in a really long time, or like I said, it's a new person you haven't met yet. But find your balance, like find your balance with hoping for this person to come in, but also understanding that you'll be okay either way. You know what I mean? I feel like that will help you have more patience, I think, while you're waiting for this to happen. And frisky, time to play. I feel like that's your dynamic with each other. I feel like there's a sense here of playfulness, of like, you know, a little bit of teasing with each other. But I also feel this energy of like wanting to spoil one another. But I do feel like you guys have a very playful energy together. And I feel like it's because there's so much mutual support and appreciation and respect for one another that you can tease and play with one another without someone getting offended, which I feel like is really nice energy. Okay, pile 3. What are months that this could happen for pile 3? When will their future spouse propose to them? What are months that this could actually happen for them? What month will their future spouse likely propose to them? Now remember, some of these may talk, this is a general reading, so these are like possibilities, and remember the future is always a little bit in flux, except for, you know, like fate. But there is, of course, free will, so things are sometimes changing. Okay, so we have September and March. I do feel like these are more likely because it's probably going to be at a time when you would be outside. Okay, and a lot of what we got seemed to speak about spring and summer. So I do feel like those would be possibilities. And even just looking at this, like this looks like a forest. This looks like these flowers are blooming. Now, if it happens in December, or maybe they buy the ring in December and then propose in the springtime, that could be a possibility. But I feel like if it happens in December, I could definitely see it being like somewhere outside where it's like snowing, or you know how you can go, like if you're in the mountains, they have those overlooks you can go to, and it looks really pretty at Christmas time, something like that, because it'll still be outdoors. Or even like at certain amusement parks and stuff, like Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, Virginia, just popped into my head, but they have like a Christmas town, and so it's still outside, it's still really pretty, but like maybe you would go like to some quiet spot, like away from the crowd, because it is something very intimate and something outdoorsy for sure. But even if it's, maybe they even take you to like a cabin if it's in December and you're at a lake, something like that. Something like that. Okay. Let's get this deck. I've been doing this last, but for you guys, I'm going to do this before I pull the papers, so I don't have to be so careful about them like flying off the desk when I shuffle. So make sure you stick around because we still have to get to your engagement ring. Okay, so self-care message. Oh, that came out really fast. Keep your thoughts positive. Yeah. Stay optimistic about your love life. That's the message. Okay, so let's actually... Oh my gosh, if this phone doesn't stop, maybe that means they're coming in soon. I don't know. That phone is ringing way too much. Okay, so these are details about who your future spouse could be. So we think possible careers, personality traits, love languages, all that good stuff. So pile 3's, future spouse. Okay, so we have, they could be older than you. I do feel like they're maybe a little bit more established in life. Now, this doesn't have to be significantly older, and these are more specific messages, so if something doesn't resonate, just leave it. It could be a message for someone else. They could have hazel eyes. They want to take care of you. Yeah, I could see that with the King of Pentacles. Charismatic. And this could be like financial or emotional support. Could be both. Very nurturing energy, I feel like, overall. Athletic. Okay, they could be a teacher, so think like, you know, teacher, professor. They could also just be someone who gives really good advice, like a good mentor, because I do feel like they're going to encourage you and help you a lot. They could have auburn hair. And they could be really talkative, really chatty. Okay. So let's get some information about what your engagement ring could look like. Your engagement ring. Pile 3's engagement ring, please, Spirit. Pile 3's engagement ring. Whoa. Okay. So you could have a unique ring from Etsy. I love that. You could have an emerald or baguette cut stone. If you don't know what this stuff looks like, just Google images it. There's a lot more to rings than I ever knew. A princess cut stone. So like some of these, like you're not gonna have both of these obviously. So maybe this is your message and this is someone else's message. Like I said, these are more specific. So this is a general reading, you know? Okay, let's see. You could have a custom ring. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it comes from Etsy, that it would be custom. A cathedral style stone, or ring I should say. Definitely Google images that because it's hard to describe. Oh, and it could be a family heirloom. Okay, yeah, so some of you will have a ring that comes from Etsy. Others of you could have a family heirloom ring. Yeah, so that could be why we also got 2 different cuts of stone. So maybe like half of you are in this group and the other half of you are in this group. But yep, pile 3, this was your reading. I hope it resonated. I hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you see when I upload the wedding day video and the honeymoon video. I don't know when they'll be uploading, but hopefully soon. And yeah, so like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Please take care, pile 3. Alright, all my pile 4s who chose the white clip with the little blue flowers, welcome to your reading. So let's find out how your future spouse is going to propose to you. So we have in a public space, it's going to be elaborate, fun, and exciting. So this kind of makes me feel like it's going to be really over the top. Maybe I'm kind of getting this image of like a cappella singing, or like there's a band, or maybe they do some sort of like, I don't know, maybe it's some sort of thing that like you would see on like social media, like the most elaborate proposal. Maybe, I don't know, like maybe there's just, there's something like very like special about it. Maybe I don't know, like I'm kind of just seeing like a sea of flowers, like maybe there's like a ridiculous amount of flowers, but it's in a public space, so like maybe you're going to a restaurant and there's a private room and it's just decked out, covered in flowers, like roses everywhere, or you know, maybe they have like coordinated something and it's like all these strangers are around you and they just start like singing or something. There's just something very like creative about this proposal that's very over the top. Maybe your future spouse is a fire sign. It's definitely someone who doesn't mind the spotlight and someone who's very confident that you will say yes, because it would be super embarrassing if you didn't. I mean, obviously you're gonna say yes because this is your future spouse, but there's definitely an element here of like showmanship. It could happen at like a sports game, something like that. Like, you know, like where they show you on like the Megatron. Is that what it's called? You know what I'm talking about, like the really huge like TVs. Something like that where all eyes are on you guys, for sure. Could happen at like an amusement park. Maybe while you're on top of a roller coaster or something. I don't know, there's just something very elaborate and very public about this proposal. It's a general reading, so definitely going to vary, but those are our hints so far. Okay, what pile are you guys? 4. Okay, sorry. I'm not used to having 6 groups. Okay, so pile 4. How will their future spouse propose? Pile 4. Sorry, I had to move my chair up a little bit. I'm pretty sure that shook the camera. Sorry, guys. Pile 4, how will their future spouse propose, please, Spirit? And pile 4's future spouse's higher self is also welcome to come through. And then, of course, a big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. Pile 4. How will their future spouse propose, please, Spirit? How will their future spouse propose? Could also see this being like Gemini energy too, and Aquarius as well. Because there's something, again, like very creative, very like well thought out. There's a lot of parts, you know? It's almost like they had to get ready for a play or something. Like there's a lot of people involved in like pulling this off. Definitely it's meant to surprise you. You're not meant to be expecting it. Okay, so we got 3 of Pentacles. This is kind of a little bit scandalous. I don't want to get flagged. We'll just cover that part of it up. Okay, pile 4. The Tower. Judgment. Pile 4, how will their future spouse propose? Okay, so we've got the 8 of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords as well. Okay, and then bottom of the deck, the King of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, like he keeps coming out in like every group. It's making me laugh. Like, King of Pentacles, are all of you marrying earth signs? Like, I just want to know. Oh man, okay. Alright, so There is a lot here, though, I will say, about money, too. But I actually feel like your future spouse is coming through like this Knight of Cups. And I say that because I feel like there's something very like romantic, like, you know, in rom-coms where there's like a big romantic gesture. That's kind of the energy of this group, you know, for your future spouse. Because I feel like they're like rushing in, like they're so excited. They're like really wanting to give you this cup, which is the proposal. And Three of Pentacles, like I said, it's like a collaborative group effort. There's a lot of people involved. So it's kind of like everyone knows this is happening but you. Like they probably have enlisted like your family or your friends or maybe even your coworkers to help them pull this off. And I feel like too, with the Eight of Pentacles, they definitely have put in a ton of effort and planning into this. Even though it seems like they're like rushing in, they're so excited, they have also been very diligent in their planning, which probably is also why we had the King of Pentacles at the bottom of your deck. Because again, you know, you think of like detail oriented, you kind of think of the King of Pentacles too. So it's very sweet. It's like they put in a lot of practical effort, but it's also still very sentimental and very like emotional and exciting for them. And with the Eight of Pentacles here too, they definitely are successful in pulling this off, okay? Like they know what they're doing and they've done a really great job with pulling it off and getting everything in line. And I do think that even though, like I said, this proposal probably feels like it's coming out of nowhere, it's very unexpected, but I feel like they've been planning it for a while. So maybe you kind of feel like they're keeping a secret from you, or, you know, maybe it seems like they have something they're working on and they make up some weird story to tell you so that you don't suspect that they're putting together this proposal, but that could also be a possibility. I feel like too with the Tower here, it is, like I said, very unexpected, very life-changing. And with the Six of Swords, there's something here about this marriage proposal that really changes kind of the direction that you were headed in. It like course corrects you. I actually want to clarify these two because Six of Swords talks about moving in a positive direction, and the Tower is like big, unexpected change. But within the context of this reading, it seems very positive. I'm going to use my little unicorn, crystal unicorn deck to clarify the Tower and the Six of Swords here, please, Spirit. I have an idea of what this is talking about, but I would rather be certain before I just start talking. Okay. Pile 4, please, Spirit. Can we clarify the Tower and the Six of Swords? Clarification. I do feel like these two cards go hand in hand. Okay, so we've got the Wheel of Fortune, Seven of Cups, and Nine of Cups. Okay, yeah. yeah. All right, so with the Seven of Cups here, could be that you have a lot of options here, and it's sort of, it may be at this point in time in your life, given that we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Cups, it kind of comes across like maybe when you meet your future spouse, you're at a point in your life where kind of like the Chariot energy, kind of echoing the Seven of Cups, where you plan on moving in a new direction, but you're not quite sure which way to go. And maybe even you finally get out of this mode of indecision and you pick a direction that you want to go in. So maybe, for example, you have just graduated school and you're trying to decide like which job offer to take, and you know, like maybe one job is in one state and another job is overseas or in a different state. You know, I know you guys can be living wherever, maybe not just in the United States, but you get what I'm saying. There's some sort of decision that you have to make that's going to affect, I think, where you physically are, like your actual location. That could just be for some of you, but I do think it is for most of you. And so your future spouse comes into your life at a time where they kind of disrupt where you thought you were headed, okay? With the Six of Swords, like, they kind of change your path in some way. Like, they influence you. Now you don't want to leave this person. Now you want to make sure this person is in your life. And so this causes, like, massive change because it completely affects what you thought you were going to do. Like, they kind of throw a wrench in your plans. But this is a fated connection, and this is actually a stroke of really good luck. And with the Nine of Cups here, you're willing to change this course that you were on, and really your future spouse is moving you in a better direction. But you were willing to change the course that you were on because this person is literally the fulfillment of your wishes. Like, they are exactly everything that you wish for, everything that you prayed for. They are it. So that is why you're willing to change course, and they really put you on a better path. And this could be too, again, with like Wheel of Fortune, I think of fate, I think of divine timing, so could be a message that you're going to marry your soulmate, but definitely. And with Judgment, I always think too of like, this is a result of your good karma, like this person coming into your life. And I also feel like with Judgment, given that this is going to happen in a public space when they propose to you, could be that there's some people looking around like, oh man, look at that over there, that is so over the top. And some people too may be a little bit envious, so that's a message. You know, not everything's going to be super positive. But yes, so I feel like that's what this is about. They represent some sort of major shift where you thought you were going is not where you're headed. So they play a pretty big role in your life. I mean, even more so than the average, like, you know, marriage partner, spouse, I would say, because they really affect the direction that you were headed in. Could be too that this is work related. They affect where you go in your career. Okay, let's get some more information about this proposal. It's always interesting when messages like that come up because they're really unexpected. That's why I love doing these readings like this, because it's always cool to see like where spirit takes you. Okay, so pile 4, and it's funny too because you're pile 4, and when I think of 4, I think of foundation. Okay, I think of 4 of Wands as well. So yeah, I feel like this person completely changes, like I said, the path that you were on, and the tower that you're building is you just clear it away and you build a new foundation with this person. You build a new life with this person. Yeah, because this is a marriage I think that's going to affect, I think it's going to affect your life in more ways than just your love life. And I feel like as well, there's just something here about, I almost kind of wonder for some of you if this proposal is them saying like, don't go, stay. Like wherever you were planning on headed, like wherever you were planning on going, whatever job offer you were planning on taking or wherever you were planning on moving to, this is them saying like, no, stay here with me, and them making this big gesture to show you that they love you and they want you to choose them, is kind of the message that I'm getting. Now, again, that may not be for all of you because I know that's kind of like almost like a movie, but the message came through, so I wanted to share it. Okay, pile 4. So we've got compatibility here. We've got the garden. This came up in another reading as well. And then let's get one more card for you. I don't know why, I'm just feeling one more card. Okay, so you got the distorted masculine here. Okay, so with compatibility, I feel like this is probably a connection that is going to be almost like love at first sight, since we had the Wheel of Fortune. There's just something here of like, I feel like I've known you my whole life, even though I just met you 3 seconds ago. I just think there's this natural easiness between you guys, and I feel like you're probably I don't feel like you're gonna know each other that long before this proposal comes. I'm not saying that they're gonna meet you and propose to you in 2 weeks. I'm not saying that. I just don't feel like it's a relationship where you date for 5 years and then they propose to you, especially given that we got these cards. I do feel like this is going to be a faster proposal than what is typically the norm. And you are very compatible. Again, like soulmate energy coming through. With the garden, I feel this is coming out very differently than it did in the other pile. This is kind of signaling to me that this person coming into your life affects your material abundance, okay? I feel like there's probably a possibility here that your future spouse, is a bit more financially secure than you are, but I also kind of feel like I feel like they were meant to come in your life because I feel like maybe the path you were headed wasn't the best option for you, and they help course correct you, and in doing so, in like choosing them, you also choose a better outcome for your financial stability long term, because I feel like they help you grow this garden. Like I feel like they help elevate your financial situation, okay? That doesn't mean necessarily like they just financially support you. I'm not saying that. It's more so that they help you in your own career, in your own your own ambitions. I feel like there's a very supportive kind of feeling here. And with the unicorn in the background, I didn't even notice that in the last reading, so I feel like I was meant to notice that in yours. But I feel like there's something very special, very unique, very magical about how this all comes together. I feel like you guys have a love story that is really entertaining to listen to, that's really incredible, that reads kind of like a romance novel. There's some sort of like fairy tale kind of element to this. I'm not saying your love's going to be exactly like a fairy tale, like let's be realistic, but I do feel like there's an element here of magic, of feeling like you were divinely guided towards this person, of feeling like this was meant to be kind of thing. I also feel like it's like they help you in a way where you're successful, but you don't have to work so hard. Almost like they give you the freedom to pursue maybe like a more creative path, maybe something like that. Because maybe you don't have to be so stressed about the practicalities of like rent and food, stuff like that. That could just be a message for some of you, but it did come through. Now, with the distorted masculine here, I kind of wonder, because we kind of got this vibe here of, okay, take this as it resonates, but I feel like maybe this was your future spouse in the past, and not in like a really bad way, but more so, I think that maybe they had this anxiety that came from like trying to control everything and feeling like they had to be a provider, feeling like they had to be always productive, always successful, always controlled, never emotional, never never really vulnerable, like always had to be the strong one, the responsible one, those like masculine traits that we kind of put on that we kind of glorify in like an authoritarian kind of way, and that we put on men of like, this is the expectation, traditionally for you to be in. And I feel like this, even just this entire love affair and them putting their heart on the line and taking a risk, taking a chance, knowing that you could say no, knowing that you could choose this other path, like them taking a chance on love, them believing in love, it's overcoming this distorted masculine energy. It's embracing the feminine side of themselves, the emotional side of themselves, the romantic in them, that I think is very healing for them and very transformative. Now, this could be you. This could be you if you're so focused on success and career to the point of it becoming like an ego thing and you disregarding every other aspect of your life. This relationship could be very healing for you in that aspect. So whichever message resonates, you know, and that I could read that in two different ways, you know. Sometimes the energy between you and your future spouse is a bit unclear, you know, which one of you it is. Okay, so pile 4. Pile 4. Any more information, please, Spirit, about the proposal of marriage from pile 4's future spouse, please, Spirit? More information about this proposal. Let's get one more for you guys. So definitely a lot of flirtatiousness that's gonna happen. Yeah, I feel like a couple things here. I feel like the flirtatiousness is definitely how this connection like starts to unfold, but with the opening up, I feel like is really significant, especially because we had this distorted masculine card. I feel like there's just this element here of I've never been this vulnerable before. I've never worn my heart on my sleeve like this, and I just kind of want to sing it from the rooftops. You know, in like the movie 500 Days of Summer, when Tom has like just slept with Summer and he's walking through the park the next morning, and there's like all the Disney like bluebirds like flying around, and he's singing this song. Oh gosh, I wish I could remember the song. But he's singing a song, and then there's a big dance number, and all the people in the park start joining in, and he's got this huge smile on his face. That's kind of the energy. Like, I feel like your future spouse is typically like a very controlled person, and it's like this connection brings out such a beautiful side to them where they finally let go and they don't feel like they have to be so controlled all the time. And it's sort of just like, well, now that we've opened the door, it's like, yes, like all this fun, playful energy can just flow. And I do feel like this may happen a little bit later in life, but I feel like your connection with this person, like at the point in time where you guys meet, because we had the Wheel of Fortune, there's element here of divine timing, an element of fate. So obviously you guys will be emotionally mature when you come into union, because your guides wouldn't bring you into union if you weren't ready for it energetically, right? You have to be in alignment with one another. And that doesn't mean that you're going to be completely 110% perfect. But what it means is that you guys will be at the perfect point to where you can come together and learn whatever lessons you have to learn together, but you're at a good spot. You're at a good spot to give this connection the best chance possible, okay? So yes, I love that. I feel like maybe you guys are both, again, like very independent, very like hustle culture, go, 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 and this connection really kind of forces you to connect more with that emotional side. And it's beautiful because we have the distorted masculine here, but in the very beginning, we got the Knight of Cups. And then your bottom of the deck energy was the King of Pentacles. So maybe your future spouse is typically in that King of Pentacles energy, but you bring out that Knight of Cups in them. The Knight of Cups that's rushing forth, like open-hearted, right? Like that's the knight that wears their heart on the sleeve the most. So I think that's beautiful. I really do. Okay, let's get some... Oh, I'm skipping a deck. Just kidding. All right, so let's get one more card here to show, please, Spirit, any more information that we should know about this proposal. I think there's an element here of like, you make me feel kind of like Katy Perry's Teenage Dream. You know, like you make me feel like I'm so like young again, like head over heels, like puppy love. I don't know, there's something very sweet about this energy. Okay, pile 4. future spouse proposal of marriage for pile 4. Reflection, get out of your box. Oh, I love that. Bottom of the deck, you have indulgence, permission to pamper. I do feel like this person really, again, goes very over the top to try to impress you, because I feel like there's this energy here of them rushing forth and really trying to win you over, because again, I think that you have other options. And I don't necessarily mean other options in love. I just feel like other paths that you could take that may take you overseas, or may take you, as getting something about physical distance. I don't know why. But again, like you just have some other path that's available to you, or maybe multiple paths that are available to you, and they're like, choose me, choose to build a life with me. So yeah, there's this energy here of them really trying to impress you. And then this reflection, get out of your box. This is a risk. This is a chance. Because again, like I don't feel like you know this person for a very long time before they propose. So it may like move faster than what you're typically used to. It may require you to move somewhere else if you guys are long distance. It may take you out of your comfort zone. Even just the proposal itself may feel like something just really different, like you're not used to being the center of attention, you're not used to having all eyes on you. Something like that I feel like is coming through for you guys. Okay, let's find out what months could be a possibility for this proposal to happen. Pile 4, what month is their future spouse likely to propose in? So we have July, doorbell's ringing. See, it's gonna happen soon. Okay, we have February, and let's get one more. And then we have January. So feel free to claim one or all of these months. You know, it's always a little bit in flux, right? The future. So this could vary, and also this is a general reading. So maybe some of you will get a proposal in February, others of you will get July. Like I said, you know, if you're feeling called to one of these cards in particular, then maybe that's a closer answer for you. Okay. And let's get some personality traits. These are like personality traits, physical traits, love languages. That could be possibilities for your future spouse. So pile 4's future spouse. Just to give us some little clues about who this person is going to be if you don't know them yet. So they're very charming. They have really good cheekbones. That's funny. They're very clean. They're very neat. They're an optimist. They're a good listener. So that tells me honestly that they've taken care of this distorted masculine energy, which I like. That makes me happy if that was them. They could be a bit older than you. And like I said, I don't know if I said this. These are more specific messages. So if anything about this isn't resonating, then just leave it. Could be a message for someone else. The cards are always more general. And older honestly could mean like a year or a couple months. It doesn't have to be significant, although it could be. They are very family oriented. And they adore you. Okay, I love that. Okay, so, all right, pile 4. I had to take a little bit of a break, so you may see like a weird time jump. But now we're going to look at details about your engagement ring. And so again, these are more specific messages, so if something doesn't resonate, just leave it. Pile 4, pile 4. Okay, Okay, so you have multicolor stone ring. So your engagement ring could have more than one stone, and they can have different colors. We have statement ring, a crystal stone ring, your favorite. Okay, so if you have a favorite crystal, that could be one of the stones. Okay, so some of you might be getting a Tiffany ring, a little blue box. Yeah, this is describing different rings because you guys obviously won't all have the exact same engagement ring. Oval or round cut stone. Okay, 3 carats. Wow. Oh, sometimes I like miss little papers. Okay, I don't think I said this before. So your future spouse could be from a different cultural background or a different country. So culture could mean that they have a different, they could be of a different like race, ethnicity. They could be from a different socioeconomic background. They could have had just a very different childhood than you had. They could be from a different part of even the country that you're in. You know, they could have different religious beliefs or maybe a different religious like upbringing than you did, you know, if that resonates. So I want to go ahead and explain that. All right, so let's see. We will end with a self-care message from your future spouse's higher self. Self-care message from your future spouse's higher self for pile 4. Self-care message. Okay, you've got 2 here. It says, treat yourself to something beautiful today. And we have create your own happiness. I feel like they want you to be happy even though they aren't in your life yet. Because I don't feel like you know this person yet because we got the Wheel of Fortune. I don't feel like you know them yet, so take that if it resonates, but that could be just a little clue there, a little hint that you don't quite know them yet. But yeah, so pile 4, this was your reading. I hope that it resonated. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you're not already subscribed, hit the notification bell as well. Because then you will know when I upload the wedding day video and the honeymoon video, because I'm not quite sure when those will be coming, but they will be hopefully filmed soon. And yeah, so like, comment, share, and Lord. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Sorry, guys. Normally I say like hit the notification bell, so I'm like all out of sorts now. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next one. Please take care, pile 4. Alright, all my pile 5s, welcome to your reading. If you chose the purple butterfly clip, let's find out how your future spouse is going to be proposing to you. We have on a vacation or a trip, and it's going to be like a movie, very romantic. So maybe you'll get proposed to on a beach, maybe it'll be somewhere tropical, maybe it will be somewhere like, I don't know, in Aspen, where it's snowing and beautiful. But it'll definitely be on vacation on a trip, so let's find out. I feel like that's a big hint, right? It's like you'll definitely like remember this reading, hopefully, and see it coming, like you'll know. Unless you just take a lot of trips with your future spouse, but you'll probably be able to sense that this is coming. You won't be taken by surprise as much as some of the other groups, but let's find out. And I like it too because this is pile 5. So with 5, I think of travel, I think of change. So I love that you picked pile 5 and then it was also on a vacation or a trip. That wasn't planned, so that's pretty cool. It's nice when stuff like that works out. Okay, so pile 5, please Spirit, how will their future spouse be proposing to them? Details about how pile 5's future spouse will be proposing to them, please Spirit. Pile 5, how will they be proposing to them? pile 5's future spouse's higher self is also welcome to come through. And a big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. Pile 5. How will you be meeting? Not meeting. Maybe you will meet them on a vacation, on a trip too. Sorry. How will they propose to my pile 5's, their future spouse? How is their future spouse proposing to them? Details about this proposal. Details about this proposal. Actually want to get one more card for you guys. Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. Okay, I shuffled these cards a lot before I started your reading. I swear this King of Pentacles has showed up, I think, in just about every group. Like, what in the world is with the King of Pentacles? He is popping up everywhere. Okay. I'm sorry, this is just like taking me for a spin here. Bottom of the deck, we have 2 of Cups. I feel like that is just a really good sign for this marriage, that it's going to be healthy, fair, balanced. That's a good sign that this marriage will have some longevity. Now, I will say, the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles here, this is just the energy that is present. This isn't necessarily talking about gender, okay? And you can even tell, I mean, that's what I like too about the Modern Witch Tarot. I mean, the King of Swords, it's still, you know, there's not like set genders, I guess is what I'm trying to say, like you would see traditionally in the Rider-Waite Tarot. So anyway, King of Swords here. I like the butterflies here, the crows. I feel like one side, so either you or your future spouse is represented by one of these energies, okay? But the King of Swords here, someone who's great at communication. I also feel like with this King of Swords in particular, with the butterflies here, I just think of someone who's been through a lot of transformations. Like, they've really worked hard to find their voice, you know, and like this sort of transformation, I don't know, with this particular King of Swords, I always think of someone who is transformed from being a people pleaser to someone who really stands in their power and advocates for themselves and others. Just this particular way that it's depicted with the butterflies and the crows, I just always think of that. So yeah, so someone here, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. King of Pentacles, obviously Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo for earth sign energy. But I like this as sort of like almost like an odd couple, and yet it works. It works really well together because you have someone who is mature enough to communicate openly, someone who like really, again, like is a boss, like someone who stands in their power. And then the King of Pentacles, I think of someone reliable, stable, practical, but also willing to compromise. These are 2 energies that are both willing to compromise. So I feel like that's a good sign that if there were any disagreements or arguments, you guys would resolve it pretty quickly. It's a very mature energy on both sides here. But that's just getting into the dynamic of your relationship. Let's talk about this actual proposal. I think it's funny that you got the 4 of Cups, because sometimes the 4 of Cups can talk about like boredom, dissatisfaction, and I kind of feel like this is maybe like you guys on this vacation or trip may feel a bit bored. Like you may feel a bit like the trip's going like nicely enough, but I kind of feel like maybe you're tired, maybe you want to go home, maybe something about the trip isn't exactly what you were expecting. And the universe is kind of chuckling a little bit because they're like, oh, she doesn't even see this coming. Like, you don't even know that this proposal is about to happen. Like, kind of like, I don't know, maybe sort of this energy here. Like, maybe you're being a little bit spoiled. Maybe you're being a little bit ungrateful. Or maybe you just, like, really want to be at home. you weren't in the mood for this trip, or maybe just some aspect of the trip has been really disappointing for you. But it's like you don't even see this offer coming, which is funny because I said, like, if it's a vacation or a trip, you should expect it, but maybe you don't. With the Four of Cups, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't see it coming. Now with the Ace of Wands, again, I just think of travel with the Ace of Wands. I think of a new adventure. And then with the Six of Wands here, the way this is coming out, maybe honestly, for some of you, maybe you were expecting them to propose at a certain point in the trip. Like, maybe there was a really romantic moment and you thought they were going to propose and then they didn't. And then you're a little bit petulant afterwards. You're a little bit like irritated, disappointed that it didn't happen. And so the actual proposal comes later in the trip when you're not expecting it. And you're kind of in this like, I don't know why the phrase sourpuss came to mind. But you're in this kind of cranky mood because you thought they were going to propose and then they didn't. But then later in the trip they do, when you're kind of in this over it, like it says on her sweatshirt energy. So it's kind of cute. I think they wanted to tease you a bit. I think they wanted to mess with you because they really wanted to surprise you. And when they saw that you were expecting it, they were like, nope. Because they may have planned to do it in that moment and they were like, nope, they're expecting it. I'm going to surprise them later. I'm going to psych them out. That could have been what happened. And with the Six of Wands here, feels like victory. Like I feel like when they propose to you, you both feel like you won. Like they're so excited that you said yes. You're so excited that they asked the question. It's very sweet. It's very sweet. And with Judgment here, I kind of feel like this is sort of like there are a lot of people around. This came out in another pile. You may have selected that pile as well. I don't remember which pile it was, but there could just be a lot of people around, and so there's going to be a lot of opinions about this proposal. Some people are like, oh, that looks so sweet, and other people are like, you know, just trying to enjoy their vacation. So I kind of wonder if this, maybe this happens on a cruise ship, because I'm kind of thinking of like a lot of people being in an enclosed space. Yeah, it's definitely on some sort of vacation, some sort of trip. Okay, let's get some more information about this proposal. I will say too, the King of Pentacles, if this is your future spouse, if you resonate more with the King of Swords energy, this is not someone to be rushed. Like, this is someone who's going to take their sweet time. I mean, there's such an unbothered energy here. Okay. Pile 4, that came out too fast. Pile 4, any more information about this proposal? Information about this proposal from Pile 4's future spouse. Okay, we'll actually just take the 2 that flipped over because I'm feeling drawn to those. Especially the image here on this connection card. They look like they're on vacation, do they not? They look like they're on vacation. And we even have the 2 of Cups here. Even with the music, I kind of wonder if there will be like a live band, or maybe just like your favorite song is playing. So there may be music that happens at the time of this proposal. You could be on a beach. With the 2 of Cups here, again, I feel like that's always a good signal that you'll have a happy marriage. And then with the letter here, again, I feel like that communication, they're going to ask the question when you least expect it, because I feel like when you were expecting it, they didn't do it. It could be where they put the ring in the champagne glass, if that resonates, if that's something you would be into. And I always think of soulmates when I see this card. Because I with the music, I always think that you're like vibrating at the same frequency. That sounded kind of weird, but I feel like you're in vibrational alignment, like energetically. With spiritual maturity, again, I think of soulmates because I think of like divine timing. I think of like, sort of like you both entered into this soul contract. You both wanted to be romantic partners, be married in this lifetime. You definitely wanted to be in each other's lives. It feels like maybe you have a joint soul mission. It feels like too, like all the rainbow colors here. sort of like being with this person helps bring you into alignment, all your chakras, definitely in a better place. Lots of good messages there. With emotional freedom too, I feel like there's just so much like safety and security and being able to express yourself. I could honestly see like maybe you guys getting into like a little argument, like maybe you would be like, if you're the King of Swords and you're disappointed that they didn't propose, you would probably say so. You'd probably be like, I was totally expecting you to propose and you didn't, and now I'm kind of mad about it. Like, you probably would be very honest about that. And they would just kind of like secretly laugh to themselves if they like keep the ring in their pocket. Like, yeah, that could be a thing that happens, but I feel like there's just such, I don't know, there's just this energy here of like openness and honesty with one another. Yeah, I feel like you guys, because this is a very blunt energy as well as this, so I feel like your communication with one another would be very open, very honest. Yeah, you would definitely be willing to express your disappointment that they didn't propose when you thought they would. And that may be the whole point, because this King of Swords energy can have a bit of like a controlling aspect, like I want things to go a certain way. Like the King of Swords can kind of be a little bit type A, so I could see the King of Pentacles being like, ha, you don't get to decide how I propose and how this is all gonna go down. Like, let me take the lead. Like, as it kind of feels like power couple vibes between you two, which why I wouldn't be surprised if you do have a joint soul mission. But I think you guys do a great job of balancing each other out. It does feel like opposites attract in this relationship. Yeah, I feel like they would slow you down because this is a much faster moving energy. They would slow you down and ground you if this is your future spouse. Yep. I think there's just a lot of freedom that you give each other too, because you're both very independent people. So it's like I recognize your need to be independent and you recognize mine, and then we come together and we accomplish what we need to, but we also go our own way and, you know, have our own separate goals and our own sense of individuality, which I really like. Okay, let's find out some more information about this proposal for pile 5, yeah, pile 5. I'm not used to doing 6 groups, so I'm like, what pile are we on? Pile 5's proposal. I hope I said pile 5 before. I always feel like if I mess up, Spirit knows what I'm trying to say. Okay, so a lot of passion here in this connection, which is good for a future spouse reading, right? I think also here with this self-love card, and given that we have spiritual maturity as well, I feel like you guys would have done a lot of inner work before this person even comes into your life, especially because we got 2 kings, so that tells me like these are 2 like mature people who know themselves really well, which is a great foundation for a marriage. And then with communication, again, like I just feel like they're gonna surprise you on this trip, and I feel like as well they're gonna put a lot of thought into how they ask you to marry them. It's not gonna just be like, will you marry me? You know, they're gonna have a little speech prepared. They're really going to speak from the heart, and everything they say is genuine, especially if they're the King of Pentacles or even the King of Swords. Like, again, it's that very blunt, straightforward energy. Like, they're not going to be just saying pretty words. You know, it's really going to come from the heart. And they're going to mean every word, because both of those to me are very honest energies. And then with passion, I don't feel like that needs a lot of explanation. That will probably come into the picture after they ask and after you say yes. Okay, let's get some months that pile 5's future spouse could be proposing. Months where they could be proposing. So we have October. I think you're the first group to get October. That was way too many cards. April. So we have fall and spring. And we have September. Okay, so I'm not going to, bottom of the deck was May, but I'm not going to explain these really. Like, feel free to claim any of these months that you want to. You know, this may be for some of you, this may be for others of you. Could be that your future spouse changes their mind on like when exactly they want to do this, or this could be like the month they buy the ring or they start looking for rings. This is the month where they finally get up the courage to ask you. You know, just take whatever resonates, but feel free to claim whichever month you would like. Could be too, like if you're just looking at these, if you want to pause the video, maybe for whatever reason you're really, really drawn to September, then that could be the message for you. You know, use your intuition. Okay, pile 5. Pile 5. Any more information about this proposal from pile 5's future spouse? Proposal of marriage. Judgmental. Observe your critic. Oh, this is funny. This is really, really funny. Okay, pile 5. That 4 of Cups energy we had in the beginning there. Be mindful, okay? Let them surprise you. Let them do this their way, okay? Don't try to control so much of how this proposal goes or when you think is the right time. Like, let them do their thing, okay? Yeah, observe your critic. Don't be so critical of how they propose because, I mean, you could hurt their feelings, but I think also they genuinely want to surprise you, and I feel like you're like, I hate surprises, and they're like, well, you know, get over it because this is how I want to propose to you. Okay, so we're gonna get a self-care message from your future spouse's higher self, and then we will get some papers from here, and then we'll get into your engagement ring. So pile 5, self-care message from their future spouse's higher self. I was gonna end with this, but then the papers fly everywhere and it drives me nuts. Turn criticism into kindness. Okay, they are calling you out a little bit. Bottom of the deck, we have tune into your inner peace. Yeah, they're calling you out a little bit. Normally, I interpret this as like other people being critical of you, but I think this is, again, like your future spouse saying like, please just, when the time comes, please just let me do this my way. Please don't try to control so much of it. Like, just be kind, be nice about this. I want to marry you, damn it. Let me do it my way. I'm sorry, pile 5. I'm also a bit type A, so I get it. Okay, let's find out some, okay, there's like love languages in here, there's personality traits, possible careers. So let's get some information. Pile 5, who is their future spouse? Just to give us some clues. Okay. Let's see. This person is your type. That's a good sign. They could have blonde hair. These are more specific messages, so if something doesn't resonate, just leave it. They could have wavy hair. They're on the thinner side. They're really smart. They're really funny. Love to see that. And they're very charming. Okay. So we have your type, blonde hair, wavy hair, charming, smart, thin, and funny. Okay. So now we're going to get some information about what your engagement ring could look like. So pile 5, what will their engagement ring look like, please, Spirit? Pile 5's engagement ring. Pile 5's engagement ring. Pile 5's engagement ring. Okay. Now, like I said, same thing. Like, these are more specific messages, so if something doesn't resonate, just leave it. So we have 1 carat. We have triangle or heart-shaped I'm sorry, triangle or heart cut shaped stone. We have emerald or baguette cut stone. So we have quite a lot of options here for the cut of the stone. Oh, pear cut stone. Okay. You know what this is making me think of? Okay, don't think I'm just messing around with you, pile 5, but this kind of makes me wonder if they buy you a ring and you're not crazy about it. Oh, I'm sorry. I just blew all those papers everywhere because I laughed. It's okay. I still have the ones I haven't opened yet. But it kind of makes me wonder if they buy you a ring and maybe you're not into it, and then they can tell. That could be what this 4 of Cups is coming in. They can tell you're not crazy about the ring that they bought. They might have to get you a second ring. That might be why we have so many different, like, options for the cut of the stone. And that's what this attitude is about. Ooh, pile 5. Okay, I gotta stop laughing because these papers are going everywhere. Okay, yellow gold band color. And then we have, oh, it's engraved. Okay, so that's gonna bum them out if they have to get a new ring. And if that message doesn't resonate, then just leave it, okay? But it did come through, so I had to say it. Not every message is gonna be super happy-go-lucky, right? Oh, and then introvert. That will be a quality of your future spouse. Sorry, I forgot to open that earlier. Sometimes that happens with these teeny papers. Okay. So that was everything that I was getting for your reading. I hope this resonated. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you always know when I upload. I will be uploading a wedding day video and a honeymoon video. This is like a 3-part series, so make sure you hit the notification bell. I don't know exactly when I'm gonna have time to film, but hopefully soon. And yeah, so this was your reading. I will see you guys in your... Lord, I almost said in your next one. In my next video, I will hopefully see you there. Please take care, pile 5. All right, last but not least, on my pile 6s, if you chose the white pressed flower with the gold accents, welcome to your reading. So let's find out how your future spouse is going to be proposing to you. We have at home, very sweet and personalized, unexpected and heartfelt. I remember when I was writing this, I thought of Monica and Chandler because I'm pretty sure in the show he proposes to her. I just remember there being like candles and flowers and him getting down on one knee in their apartment. So that was just the image that came to mind. I also thought, what's the movie, like Bride Wars? I think he proposes to Anne Hathaway like over Chinese takeout or something. There's just something very like sweet. It's just the two of you. I get the vibe that and your relationship dynamic, you guys are really, really good friends. Like you're not just romantic partners, you're really good friends. Maybe you were friends before it developed into a romantic relationship, but there's just a solid foundation of friendship here, and it feels like they do something that is just so unique to you guys, like your identity and who you guys are as a couple. So it's going to vary obviously since this is a general reading, but there's some element here of like, wow, they like really, really know my heart. That's the vibe that I'm getting for my pile 6s. And 6 to me is also a very sweet number because I think of the 6 of Cups, I think of the 6 of Pentacles, I think of like childhood nostalgia, I think of giving, I think of past lives together, I think of soulmates. So beautiful energy for my pile 6s. Okay, I'm wondering if the King of Pentacles is going to pop up in this reading because I have shuffled these cards really, really well, even between groups. And he has popped up. The King of Pentacles has popped up in just about every single pile. And I don't know what's going on, but he is like lurking. So I don't know. I just had to point that out. I'm probably going to lose it if he shows up in this reading. But anyway, pile 6. Pile 6. How will your future spouse propose to you, pile 6? A big thank you to my guides and your guides for coordinating these messages. And your future spouse's higher self is also welcome to come through. Pile 6, information. What do we need to know about this proposal of marriage from pile 6's future spouse, please, Spirit? Pile 6's future spouse. Okay. Oh my gosh, the lovers. Okay, we've got Gemini energy. Shut. I'm done, y'all. I'm done. I am so done. I'm just done. I really am. Oh my God. I swear, it feels like every single reading he has made an appearance. The King of Pentacles. I love him. I love him so much. He's one of my favorite kings, but y'all, okay, I was just saying soulmate energy with the Lovers card. Are all of you guys marrying King of Pentacles? Is this you? Are you watching? Are you the King of Pentacles? I don't know. This is looking beautiful though. This is looking beautiful, pile 6. Yeah, you might be my favorite group. This is looking beautiful. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Okay, pile 6, you may be winning at life. You may be winning at life. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have transformation. I'm not transformation. We have the Death card. which can reflect deep transformation, deep healing, deep growth. So I feel like anytime I see the Lovers and then Death here as well, even Justice, kind of this energy of like you guys have been through a lot by the time you meet each other. This doesn't mean you're going to meet super late in life. I mean, you can live a whole lifetime in like 22 years, okay? But it feels like you or your future spouse or both of you have really gone through a lot, really done a lot of inner work, a lot of healing by the time you come into union with one another. And I'm not surprised, because when I see the Lovers here, when I see the 9 of Cups, even when I see Justice, I think of this is like your good karma coming in. This is like divine timing, like you're in energetic alignment. This was meant to be kind of energy. You know, your guides think that you're ready to come into union with one another, so they bring you two together at the right moment, divine timing, because they think that you're ready. They think that you're ready. They wouldn't want to bring you your future spouse when you're in the middle of the Death card, right? And that's not to say that you have to be absolutely perfect when you meet this person. Healing and learning and growing is a lifelong process, of course, but this just means that you guys have done as much work as you possibly can on your own, and now you're meant to come together and continue to grow and evolve, right? Okay. Now, I will say, it feels like a wish come true with the 9 of Cups. It feels like a victory with the 6 of Wands. I mean, how sweet. The 3 of Wands. Now we're going to start on a new adventure together, a whole new chapter in our lives. It's just beautiful. It's very beautiful energy. With the Justice, it feels like I deserve this. I deserve love. I deserve to have a partner that is this wonderful. Now, the King of Pentacles, I've talked about him a lot today, but I'll say it again. This could be you or this could be your future spouse. You think Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn with the King of Pentacles, but that doesn't have to be their sun sign. Honestly, this could just be how you perceive them. But this is someone, or this is you. I almost threw him. Again, this is energy. We're not talking about gender, but this is someone who is really reliable, steady, safe, secure, stable, someone that you can build with. That's why he's perfect for marriage. Like, out of all the kings, I think he's the best fit for marriage, because he's really someone that you can grow a future with. Someone, if you want to grow a family, someone that you can grow a family with, someone that you could see yourself settling down with. You know, this is someone that you can rely and depend upon, not someone who's going to be flighty and risky and unstable, or you know, you know how some people can be really unpredictable and moody and flighty, and you never know what you're gonna get. Not from the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is someone who, if not financially abundant, then at least financially secure. This is someone who has their ducks in a row, someone who's very goal-oriented, hardworking, knows their values and knows their worth. Yeah, this is a very empowered energy for sure with the King of Pentacles here. Now, we're not getting a lot about the actual proposal, so I'll do what I did for another group and just draw some more cards. Because I'm not going to make stuff up. If I don't see it, I don't see it. So, and I think that may be because it says it's very personalized. We may not get as many messages about the actual proposal. But let's just see if we can. Pile 6, please, Spirit. Can we get a little bit more about this actual proposal? A little bit more about this actual proposal. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So with the 7 of Pentacles, I feel like there's an element here of patience. So either you waited a long time for the right person to come in, and that right person is the King of Pentacles, or once you're together, you feel like you wait a long time for them to propose. Now, that doesn't mean they actually take a long time to propose. It could just be you being impatient, to be honest. Especially if you feel like you already waited a long time to meet the right person. You could be like wanting to rush it a little bit. And the King of Pentacles is also a slower moving energy. Like, he doesn't rush into things. He thinks everything through. He's not very impulsive. He's very grounded, very practical. So could just be like you guys have a different idea of what fast means. Okay, and then with the Queen of Cups, I'm seeing this as you, but if you resonate more with that King of Pentacles, then this could be your future spouse. But the Queen of Cups, I love these two together. I really do. I think that they're like a match made in heaven. But this Queen of Cups, she's very sentimental, very spiritual. I always get a little bit of High Priestess vibes from her as well, just like I always get a little bit of Emperor vibes from the King of Pentacles. But with this Queen of Cups, she's also just very giving, but in a healthy way. She has her boundaries. She's really evolved. She has a lot of emotional intelligence. She also presents this idea of like a safe, sort of a safe, nurturing, loving, supportive energy. She's very maternal to me. Think Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces for her, but that doesn't have to be your zodiac sign. Again, obviously that could just be how your future spouse perceives you. They perceive you as very sweet, very loving, very caring, very nurturing. Honestly, probably someone who would be a good parent to their children if you're wanting to have kids. That message just came through as well. I think also these two could have very different ideas of how fast moving something is, because there's a lot more romanticism here and there's a lot more practicality here. Now, with this 4 of Pentacles, I feel like your future spouse may be saving up money. They may be saving up money for this ring. Not currently if you haven't met them yet, obviously, but when you're together with them, I think that, because the King of Pentacles isn't going to go out and spend money they don't have. And they could have a lot of money in savings, they just don't want to touch it. Or they could have money enough for a ring, but they want a super nice ring for you. So I kind of get this idea that they're really saving up for this proposal. There may be some other expensive aspect of this proposal. Maybe they also have a gift they want to give you. Or maybe they like completely decorate the house. Maybe they cover the house in flowers. Maybe they have, I don't know, like a live orchestra in the living room. Like, there's something here again that's very personalized, very sweet. So could be too that they end up spending a lot of money on the proposal. Even though it's at home doesn't mean it's necessarily a cheap proposal. So yeah, I love this. This is maybe my favorite one, I have to say. Pile 6. Okay, let's get, yeah, I feel like because it's very personalized, we're not going to get as many details about the actual proposal as we did in some of the other groups. I will say also, just because it's at home doesn't mean it's simple, you know, because I feel like the King of Pentacles is such a planner, it still could be a little bit elaborate. I think it's just going to vary. And it's funny too with the Seven of Pentacles, like you can be waiting and waiting and waiting for something to happen. And then it's like, even though I'm like watching the clock, like waiting for you to propose essentially, doesn't mean that it's not going to come in when I'm least expecting it. It's almost like you got used to waiting, that when it does come in, you're like, I know I was waiting for a long time, but I'm still like taken by surprise, which I think is kind of cool. So like maybe it just happens on like a random Tuesday night, you know, that kind of vibe. Maybe you come home and, you know, you're getting off work and you come home and they're supposed to come home after you, but when you walk in the door, there they are and they propose to you. Something like that. Okay, pile 6. Any more information, please, Spirit, about this proposal? Manifestation. Oh my gosh, y'all. Okay, we've got intimacy and we've got spiritual maturity. Okay, this came out in another group as well. Bottom of the deck, we have the divine feminine. I do feel like this is how they see you. If you resonate with that Queen of Cups energy, they see you as the divine feminine. They see you as that sort of like Empress energy. Again, like someone that they could have a family with. Okay, now with manifestation, and because we got the Lovers, and because we got the Nine of Cups, and because we got the Six of Wands, and because we got Justice, I feel like your future spouse is someone that you manifested. This is someone like you prayed for your soulmate, you prayed for your future spouse, you prayed for your true love, ask the universe, put that intention out there, whatever terminology you feel most comfortable with, whatever you did, if you were out there scripting, whatever you were doing, even if it was just asking and, you know, trying to do good deeds and, you know, focus on yourself, whatever you were doing, it worked. You got that wish fulfillment, you got that victory, you got the person that you were hoping for, you got the person that you deserve, okay? So I feel like that's just really good confirmation from the universe that you can feel really good about this partnership. You can feel really good about this person who's going to ask you to marry you, ask to marry you. And then with intimacy here, I just feel like this is a really emotionally fulfilling connection, but also like mentally stimulating and spiritually fulfilling. And I feel like, again, there's this sense of friendship, there's this sense of like shared past lives together, this sense of like, I feel like I've known you my whole life. And that could be why you're a bit impatient, because you waited for them to come in through like the law of attraction, and then they're right there in front of you, and it's like, I want to, like, I know you're the one, so like I just want to like go for it. And even if you're not typically like that, it's like this person just makes you fall head over heels, and it can be hard to slow down. It can be hard to remind yourself to take it slow, because you've been waiting for what feels like probably forever, and now they're here right in front of you, and it's like, I just want to start our life together. And the King of Pentacles would be like, no, let's build a solid foundation first, you know. And this could start off as a friendship, which may make you a little bit more crazy, right? So, you know, take what resonates, but I feel like that could be why we got that message of, you know, maybe a little bit of impatience with the Seven of Pentacles. With spiritual maturity, I feel like this is, again, confirmation that you've shared past lives together. We have two images here of like the chakras being aligned with the rainbow here, and then her chakras being aligned here. So I feel like this union, this person who's coming into your life, your future spouse, is really going to help you align with your soul's purpose if you're not already. I think you guys could have a joint soul mission. Yeah, you have like a shared soul contract. There's something here about fate, about destiny, about something being meant to be. about divine timing. I just feel like you've never experienced real intimacy before. Not like this. Not like this. I think this is so nurturing, so loving, so caring. Also, they're in a bubble bath here, so I mean, your proposal is supposed to happen at home, so maybe it's in a bubble bath. Didn't Chandler go through a phase where he was taking a lot of bubble baths and Monica was getting in the bathtub with him and she kept having to go underwater every time Joey kept coming into the bathroom? Okay, maybe it happens in the bathtub. I'm just saying. That could be a possibility. Oh, also, Monica and Chandler started off as friends. Okay, I'm sorry. That also came through. Now, that doesn't mean that you guys have to start off as friends, but I think that we've had quite a few like little hints that maybe that's how this happens. But take what resonates, as always. Also, don't laugh at me with how I'm doing these cards. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they're just so huge and they're difficult to shuffle. I do the best that I can. Oh my gosh. All right, pile 6. I always get paranoid halfway through the reading that I've been saying the wrong pile number. I hope I've been saying pile 6. Any more information about this marriage proposal from pile 6 future spouse, please, Spirit? Pile 6 marriage proposal from their future spouse. Oh my gosh, cards. Cooperate, please. Okay, we got safety, find your pocket. Very cute. I feel like there's this coziness. There's this coziness to your proposal and to your whole relationship. I feel like if you have felt in your life like I get this message sometimes in my own readings where I'm told that I tend to live in my higher chakras and I'm not very grounded and I'm not very rooted in like my physical body. I'm not really connected to those lower chakras. And if I think about the Queen of Cups and I think about the King of Pentacles, I could see that dynamic existing for you guys as well. So the King of Pentacles would feel really connected to those lower chakras, right? Like wouldn't have any type of issue with his root chakra, would feel very stable, safe, and secure. The Queen of Cups, meanwhile, would be really connected to her higher chakras, right? Because we think of cups, we think of water, we think of spirituality, emotions, right? Those things that are not quite so tangible, not so grounded, not rooted in the physical world, right? So I feel like there's this lovely balance, like you guys come together and you really bring those chakras into alignment because it's like I'm bringing the safety and the security, and then this other person is bringing the emotional fulfillment and the spirituality. And when we come together, all those chakras are now perfectly aligned because of this union. And so I know that's like a higher message, but it did come through. I just, again, like this rainbow here. And again, I also think of the 10 of Cups. I didn't say that before. I think of the 10 of Cups. I think of domestic bliss. I think of, you know, like pure happiness. And I feel like that is what will come of your marriage. You will have the 10 of Cups, and that's a beautiful, beautiful energy to have, like literally a rainbow of happiness. So I feel like when you guys are at home, it's like the rest of the world just falls away and you're in this safe space together. I feel like home is, yes, like your physical space, but your home is also within each other. You know, there's this really sense of like coming home to one another because I've known you for so many lifetimes that you feel like home. You feel like this is my safe space in the universe. It is with you, okay? And this is also interesting too. I didn't think about this. At home, this means that you guys will already be living together when they propose. That could be why you're being a bit impatient, because you're like, well, we're already living together. Why don't we get married? Like, what's the holdup? So if you were resonating with that little bit of impatience, that could be why. Yeah, I feel like there's this coziness though, like, oh, there's got to be like candles or blankets or like being wrapped up in like their sweater. I don't know, there's just something here about comfort. You know, like, I don't know, like I was talking about champagne a lot in some of the other readings, but for you guys, it's more of like hot cocoa or a nice cup of tea or cup of coffee. I don't know, there's just something very cozy, very warm about this energy. Like there would be you know, a fire in the fireplace kind of thing. There would be candles everywhere. Music would be playing softly in the background, you know, something like that. Yeah. I'm also seeing animals. Yeah, maybe you guys are big animal lovers. I'm just seeing something very special about feeling like all your fur babies are there. Yeah, there's a beautiful sense of, you know, like family. Like, I'm not saying that you guys have kids together when they propose, but just this idea of like, you know, just having everything I love around me, everything in my home around me, and then having what I love most there, like your cat or your dog or something. Yeah, okay. I've gone on and on about this card. Let's continue. All right, so pile 6. What are potential months that they could propose? So I've been getting 3 months for all the groups, so we'll try to aim for 3 for you too. Pile 6, what month will their future spouse be proposing, please, Spirit? April's been a poppin' month, I have to say. April's come out at least a couple times, at least twice before this. In February. February has also been a popular month. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Valentine's Day, duh. Oh, I can't believe it took me so long to think of that. I love that. Yeah, Valentine's Day. Okay, so June, April, or February could be a possibility. You got unexpected though, so maybe not Valentine's Day for you. Maybe it was for one of the other groups. Oh, I completely forgot to do, I didn't do this deck, did I? No. Okay, sorry. we'll have to do this deck too. Okay, so I won't explain these. I mean, if you pause the video and you feel more drawn to, like, say, April, for example, then maybe that's the month. As you know, aside from, like, fate and destiny, the future is always in flux to some degree, so, you know, like, it could change. These are just potential options, or maybe June is your month and April is another viewer's month. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. Leave the rest. These are just potential months that this could happen. All right, Spirit, please give us some more information about pile 4s. Not pile 4, pile 6s. I'm sorry. How am I going all the way back to pile 4? Pile 6's proposal from their future spouse. I hope I didn't say pile 4 any other time during this reading. I'm sorry. Patience. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. This card hardly ever comes out. I don't know why. It just doesn't come out that frequently in my readings. But we were just talking about patience. We've been talking about patience a lot, actually. Yeah. Self-worth. And then we got rejection. Okay. I want to start with this rejection card. So this doesn't mean you're saying no to them, okay? This is your future spouse. You do marry them. This, to me, tells me that if you guys get impatient, if you start to feel like this is never going to happen because their pace is different than your pace, how you think things should progress, you're going to start to feel rejected. You're going to start to feel like it's never going to happen. And this is just, you know, like a kind reminder to the universe that, from the universe, that just because things don't move on your timetable doesn't mean that this person doesn't want to marry you or they don't have that goal in mind. Their pace is just different than yours, and everything can't be on your timetable, you know? So it's just saying, have some patience here. Just trust that this is going to happen. And, you know, try not to rush things, try not to push them. And then with self-worth, could be that some insecurity is causing you to be impatient. You know, you've waited so long for this person and now you're worried that you're going to lose them or they're going to lose interest. It's saying instead of being impatient, focus on your own self-worth, and then that will help protect you from this feeling of being rejected. I would say also, I feel like there's also a message here that this person really holds up a mirror to you, because sometimes with the lovers, soulmates can mirror one another, and sometimes there's this energy here of like, if you don't take care of, you know, your own self-image, there may be a little bit of projection involved. So again, it's just a kind reminder to really maintain your self-worth, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of intense emotion, right? There's going to be a lot of intense feelings. Don't get so swept up in that you start to have anxiety, you start to have fear of losing them. Like, you don't have to hold on so tightly. They're not going anywhere. This is a trustworthy person. This is a stable person. This is someone who loves you. And don't also think that they're so incredible that you minimize your own value. You know, there's also a message there. I think this person also gives you a lot of verbal affirmations. I think that they tell you, but maybe their love language is different than yours. Maybe you're not hearing it. I don't know. There's just some sort of message here about being patient and being mindful of your own self-worth. You know how that saying that like your thoughts are not always true? You know, if you're having insecure thoughts, just know it's not always grounded in reality, right? Don't believe everything you tell yourself, kind of thing. All right, let's get some messages here about who pile 6's future spouse is, some clues about who they are. So we've got physical traits in here, possible careers, love languages, personality traits. Pile 6. Pile 6. Okay. So they are successful in their career. If they're the King of Pentacles, I believe it. They're very attractive. Maybe that's what triggers some insecurity in you, because they've got, you know, the financial stability and abundance. They're successful and they're also really attractive. So they could be a little bit younger than you. So younger could literally mean they're like 2 months younger than you. So it can vary. These messages are also more specific. So if something doesn't resonate, just leave it. It may not be a message for you. They have great cheekbones. Let's see. They're very charming. That has come out a lot today. At least I feel like it has. They love music. They could be a musician. That could be something that you guys bond over. They're a good cook. They're very talkative, very chatty. And they could be tall. Okay, let's get some information from this little cup about your actual engagement ring. So I already got the message that they've probably been saving up some money for either your ring or the proposal. So that's why also you gotta be patient with them. They're trying to, they really want to impress you. It's the King of Pentacles. He doesn't half do things, okay? Pile 6. Engagement ring for pile 6. Okay, hopefully I remember all the little papers, because in some of the other piles I have missed some of these little papers. Okay, I think I have all of them. Now, just like with the previous messages, these are also more specific. Some of them may also contradict one another, because everyone watching pile 6 is not going to have the same exact ring. So if something doesn't resonate, again, like, please leave it. Okay. I don't know what this looks like. I had to Google images. things about different rings, because there's a lot more to engagement rings than I ever knew. So if you also don't know what this looks like, pause the video, write this down, and then Google what it looks like. I think it's pronounced Asher cut stone, but I don't know for certain. So yes. Could be a vintage style ring as well. Okay, pear cut stone, not pearl. Pear cut stone could also be a possibility. This is my favorite shape, actually. I think the pear like teardrop shape is very cute to me. I love that. It's my favorite. Okay. Oh, we got dainty ring. I would also prefer this personally. I don't like the big, huge, chunky rings. Like when you have small hands, it looks like a growth. It's just not my personal taste. Okay, again, pile 6. You guys are looking like my favorite group. Your dream ring. Yeah, you guys are winning. I feel like you guys have the best pile. Yeah, no, they might have to save up money for your dream ring. So maybe a sterling silver band. Honestly, now that we have this, nothing else matters, because whatever your dream ring is, that's probably going to be your ring. The King of Pentacles is also someone who would probably ask you, like, what kind of ring do you want? And maybe they do that. Oh my gosh, maybe they do that. Maybe they ask you what kind of engagement ring you'd be interested in, and you tell them, and so you think that they're going to propose, and then it's like months go by and nothing is happening, and you're like, what the heck? And it's because they're saving up money, but you're starting to think, like, did they change their mind? Do they not want to be with me? Are they having doubts? And you go on like this negative thought spiral. Oh my gosh, this is making a lot of sense now. Pile 6, they're saving their money. They're trying to save up. Okay, cathedral style is also an option. Again, like, Google images that if you need to see what that looks like. And then we have, you will get so many compliments on this ring. Yeah, you guys are winning. You've gotten like the best options. Your dream ring and so many compliments. Congratulations, pile 6. Okay, we're gonna get one last card. We're going to get a self-care message from your future spouse's higher self. So pile 6, future spouse's higher self, can we please get a self-care message to end this reading? I'm gonna try to be careful and do this to the side so I don't blow these papers away, because I have done that in the other groups. Okay, pile 6. You got 2 messages, which is fine. You got show off your sparkle and shine from the inside. Well, you will be showing off your sparkle when you get that engagement ring. And you got surround yourself with your soul tribe. So they want you to connect with friends. Okay, so pile 6, this was, or could be 2, soul tribe. Maybe you meet your future spouse through mutual friends. Interesting. Okay. I also think, like, if this is your soulmate, they're probably a part of your soul tribe, your soul family. So anyway, pile 6, this was your reading. I hope that it resonated. I hope that you enjoyed it. Hit the notification bell if you haven't already. Because I'm also going to be filming a wedding day video and a honeymoon video. I don't know if I've already said this to you or not. But yeah, so that will be coming at some point in the future. I don't know when I'll have time to film it, but hopefully soon. And yes, so let's see, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys hopefully in my next one. Please take care, pile 6.